So if for some reason someone is here instantly, bear with us while we check.
Zero viewers, right?
Seems to work.
Hey, perfect.
Let's see, is it lagging?
Is it like it?
Maybe, no. Move around. Yeah, it seems to be okay. Alright, so I guess let's go. So this is going to be really weird.
Yeah, this is really weird to us.
Alright, so yeah, welcome guys to another Hobbits of Cheshire stream. Doing a Plantair-esque type stream today because obviously Josh back from uni, back for Christmas. So
play some games. It's going well.
Could be like
end of January, probably.
End of January, huh?
Yeah, very end. Here for a while.
So we may actually do, or I guess because we're doing with Barney, so we might as well do that.
Yeah, that's probably better
unless
online.
we get Barney to come down.
It's a long drive for him.
Yeah, just for a stream. Today we're going to be chatting about Throne of Skulls and the new Armies of Hobbits book. First off, you been doing much hobbying? So obviously you've had
hobbying. I've been playing games. Obviously we had League finale,
and
then we played a couple today. I've been painting bits and bobs, but not really.
Mainly candy stuff, isn't
it? Yeah, I've done most of it. I need the horsemen, but they're out of stock, and they're probably not coming back for a while. So we'll see.
I should try and get it so we can actually see a chat.
Would be helpful.
Hey, there you go, Quinn.
I was late.
We were late. I'm going to blame Josh and Dan because they were playing the game.
We were indeed playing a game. It was Dan rolling for the game end, and he kept rolling 5, so it kept going.
So I do apologise for that, Quinn. So since last time, painted a few things. I'm trying to think. I haven't done loads of painting this month, really.
No.
I've done a bit of Mamahood, and then also I've started on my 160mm challenge.
Oh, yeah.
So
I haven't started on it.
Basically making the base and getting all the models together.
Yeah. It's for anyone who doesn't know, it's 160mm diorama. Yeah. So you get 160mm base and you can do whatever Lord of the Rings stuff you want for it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a signed copy of the rulebook.
Yeah, so it's a rulebook signed by everybody who worked on it, so...
Probably reduces the value.
that's exactly what... Because the Throne of Skulls, I got Jay, Adam and Ben to sign my books.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's reducing the value of them. And then apart from that we've had obviously Throne of Skulls and then the League finale. I ran that, so... we won't be talking about League finale this episode, but we're going to be doing an episode with Barney in the new year, talk about League finale and then 2018 as a whole for the season of GBHL. So yeah, not too sure on dates.
We'll figure that out. So.
Yeah, we'll sort it out and then throw up a post on the Facebook page.
We're a bit overdue on the Throne of Skulls and the new Hobbit book, so
if we delay that too long, then it's a bit too much. So I guess. Start with Throne of Skulls?
Yeah, sure. So you were there?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I was there, had a Helm's Deep-esque list. A Helm's Deep list. So it's got...
Attendance themed.
It's kind of themed. So Théoden with Riders, Grumbold and Gamling both leading 9 Helmingers. It was 14 Riders and then 3 Outriders for Théoden. I then had Haldir with some Wood Elves.
Wood Elves, not Galadriel.
Got a Gladden Court and then...
God, the Galadriel Court. I think they're even less for you than
and then a Stormcaller with some Wood Elves.
A Stormcaller. Really pushing that for you.
Oh, God. 18 Serpent Guard. How much does that put you back, Quinn? That's a lot.
Are you the reason they're out too?
So that was my Throne of Skulls list. Throne of Skulls, in case people don't know, it was 5 games of 1,000 points. You brought just one army, and you could play good versus evil. Only 50 quid.
Not bad.
That's a pretty good deal.
Because it's the foot ones. It's the 6 packs of 3 foot ones rather than
Serpent
Guard or Serpent Riders.
Yeah.
It'd be much more expensive.
Serpent Guard are pretty cool.
Still strong. How did 1,000 points play? Because 1,000's not a common one.
No, so Throne of Skulls is the only one that really does 1,000 points, and we had 2.5 hours, so playing time to finish the game. The biggest issue was there was 6x4 boards.
Yeah,
it's I don't know. I talked to a few people. I don't think anyone really found that 6x4 was needed. Especially because we had Hold Ground as one of the scenarios.
Maelstrom is
if
you come on the wrong side, you're screwed.
I think 6x4 is fine for 1250 onwards.
Yeah.
But I'd stick to a 4x4 for everything else.
It depends too, because I played unnumbered tiers last year, which was escalation for 1250, and it varied a lot on lists. When I was playing all the Wraiths on horse, so I actually didn't need that much space. But then I played Liam, and he had like Guard of the Glathram Court, Fountain Court, Saruman, Galadriel, that type of stuff. So a lot of the time when people peak out on points, they start dropping in like good models rather than, you know, more models. They just start dropping in heroes and like monsters. They tend not to get, the armies don't tend to get much bigger beyond about 800.
It's a bit different for escalation because obviously.
Yeah, you add increments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, most armies don't. I mean, I imagine Goblin Town needed the 6x4, but
yeah, but then
most armies probably aren't pushing so far than they need it.
That's what you got to respect when you're playing a Horde army. They're like Goblin Town or Lake Town or Hobbit. It's good.
They expanded it up so they could actually fit in the deployment zone with the 18-man warbands.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would have preferred it to be 4x4. I think quite a few people left that as some feedback, so hopefully next year they'll on to 4x4. It also means that you've got a 2x4, but it also means they can either increase the amount of tickets, so more boards, or you've got a 2x4 to put your stuff like your dead pile and your books and stuff, which is very useful. Especially some of the events like Sterling, they've got this space and things like that.
It's really helpful.
You don't think that it's going to be too useful, but when you're actually playing, it's super useful.
Or like Element Games, where you can put your books and stuff underneath the table, stuff which are nice to have. Am I right in thinking Furnace Wars was more competitive this year than before?
Yeah, it was definitely more competitive this year because last year it was purely down to, well, not purely, but it was most sporting votes was how you got TPs.
Sure.
So if you got a win, you didn't get anything.
That's a big one.
That's going to be okay.
Well, let's get that going. Where's our moderator?
Yeah, where's Dan at? Why can't I?
Yeah, so last year it was just most sporting votes, whereas this year it was a mixture of both.
Yeah.
So last year you could win having lost all your games because it was purely sporting, whereas this year you had to do well in your games and be a nice guy, which I'm guessing you did neither.
Yeah. Do you want to go put it down?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. See, I was just explaining how it was for the TPs and stuff. So it was. Last year it was just purely most sporting, and then this year it was changed a bit. So you got VPs, or you got tournament points for most sporting votes, but you also got tournament points for winning, drawing, and losing. So it actually made a bit of a difference. I'll just wait for Josh to get back to video on. Giving him a poke.
Yeah. He was unhappy about it. Have to moderate it.
But yeah, I was saying, so it was tournament points you got from everything now.
Mm-hmm.
It was something like a third of your tournament points were gained from most sporting, a third from best paid army, and then a third were actually for wins and stuff.
Okay. So
it definitely mattered winning your games, but not as much as like a GT stuff. So I think actually, so top three, well, I can't remember the guy who came third, but I think it was one of his first tournaments around, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same last year because I think Harry Parkhill won last year, and it's his first event.
That's cool.
That was purely most sporting. But then second and first was Tom Harrison and Damien O'Byrne. I don't think Tom lost a game. I think
Damien won all of his, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he either won all of them or lost one.
Yeah, I think he won them all reading on a community page.
Yeah. But
I'm with the dead OP.
Tom got 5 most sporting votes. So he got the most you could get, and he won the award for getting the highest.
Oh, okay.
But only got like 1 best army vote, whereas Damien got 5 best army votes and 3 most sporting. So Damien
with the costume.
With the costume as well. If you haven't seen
best
that,
army.
check out the community page for the article.
You should have wore it while he did the Palantir talking about it.
I haven't seen that yet.
Have you not seen it? You should have done the sketch to do with it.
That'd be quite funny. But yeah, he wore that for the entire thing. I'm pretty sure if he went out, like when they went out drinking,
Really?
dressed up. Got a few awkward questions.
I've said that. Have I seen the Throne of Schools one? I've definitely seen one where they mentioned it, but I can't remember if I saw the one where they talked about it. Maybe not.
Well, that went up this Friday.
So no,
So, no.
I haven't seen it. Maybe they have.
Maybe.
Not yet.
I'll have to check that out. So on to games I played.
Yep.
So first game was against the legend Ed Barfield. Don't know if you've met Ed. No, he used to work for the Warhammer events team. He used to actually run the events.
Okay.
He's a really nice guy, one of the nicest guys that you can play. He had an Iron Hills army, which was... so he had Dane. I think it was Dane, a captain, and a chariot captain. And then Dane was leading a warband of goats. And then 10 goats, I think. There's quite a lot of goats. And then just a bunch of warriors, a couple of crossbows and stuff. I think we just played to the death, the scenario. Can't remember there being objectives. I managed to, using my riders, shot a lot of his goats. Did a bit of damage. Got the chariot around, failed to trample anything. And then, in the same turn, I jumped in with Haldir, Grimbold, bunch of Helmingers, a bunch of elves.
The chariot bounced, or didn't get the charge?
Bounced.
Bounced.
Yeah. So it was really grim. So I then called a struck with Haldir. I didn't. No, so I had the highest fight because I had Haldir and I had the Galadriel Core Guard. Grimbold called a heroic strength 200 piercing struck. Went up to strength 8, so he was wounding. I won the fight, wounding the chariot on 3s because two-handed weapon.
Is he mighty blow on?
Yeah, so double wounds. So I didn't trap it, but did 4 wounds from Grimbold, and then Haldir did another wound, so just killed it straight away. Which killed all the crew, which I didn't realise. I knew it did it with the warrior one, but I thought that the captain would.
So is the captain not alive?
Yeah, captain dies as well.
Oh, well, what's the end of that?
And then that's a quarter of his army just gone, so it then just led to me
sweeping up the rest.
Grimbold, Haldir, then moved on to Dane, killed Dane. Next turn, moved on to Gandalf. Oh yeah, Gandalf and Bilbo.
Oh, okay, sure.
Moved on to Gandalf, one-shot Gandalf with Grimbold, because he was trapped. So Grimbold ended.
Did Bilbo get away with the ring?
Bilbo didn't die. I tried charging him in the last turn and then the game ended before I could kill him. But yeah, so that was a really fun game.
Got you the win to start things off with?
Yeah, start with a win, and that was one of my most wanting votes.
Oh, you got a most sport? Oh, you
gave? I gave two.
Okay, I was like, you actually got one.
I got 2 over the weekend.
You got 2?
Yeah.
How many? Everyone was allowed to give out 2, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was second best.
Makes sense.
Second game was against Callum Farbrother. I'd played him before, but it was in like 2016, so ages ago.
Is he playing Moria?
Early. Yeah, playing Moria. He had like, it's one of the beautiful things I like about Moria, the diversity of the lists that people can take, especially if you're not going uber competitive. Because he had a Dweller, Cave Drake, Watcher, some Bat Swarms, and a bunch of Goblins. He had a Black Shield Shaman and stuff. It was just fun to play against the Watcher, but also frustrating, because like I'd pick the combats, and then he'd just whip into combat and pull them out of combat into base contact with the Watcher and the Bat Swarm. Yeah. So just half round, just
munch. Did he fly any heroes out?
I think he pulled Gambling. I think he whipped Gambling forwards. So just 8 Gambling alive. Everything else, it was okay though. But that was the whole ground. And Haldir and Grimbold kept rolling either 1s or 2s for their coming on, so I was mighting it down to 1, so it didn't come on. And then they appeared on one of the short edges, so obviously because it's 6x4, they got
to walk ages to walk along
further. So they managed to reach the middle in the last turn. So jumped on to get me points. So in hindsight, I should have spent like 2 might on each of them to appear, but it's just so grim.
It's different as well as 6x4. You don't really think about it, do you?
Yeah, because it was like he was destroying me in the middle, and then we were both like, oh wait, that's half my army over there, so it wasn't too bad. But that ended up being a loss. We were both saying that that's going to be a tough one. For me to get with the guys from on the side. Maybe if it had been 4x4,
Could have been
a bit closer.
Sure.
But also, his cave drake was basically coming around the side to deal with that half of the army. So
pain to kill.
Yeah, being a little different. And then third game for first day was against Phil Beale. So he's
fiefdoms, was it?
No, he's got a Eastling army. He's the one who's got the orangey slings with the
sure.
converted to really low to the ground, which is a really cool looking army. Really nice guy. He was when we started playing, he was like, I'll be honest, I don't know how to use magic, so I'm just going to be charging Kamala. I'm like, okay.
It's the best Drake to just not know how to do magic with though, isn't it? Yeah.
Just runs at you. So that ended up with, what was that? That was Fog of War. So I managed to kill off Kamul. Obviously jumped forwards and I managed to get him with third and Riders strike up and kill him. My Helmingers with the Elf Sport managed to just kill all his Eastern front ranks. Managed to get quite low and then managed to get my terrain, kill his hero. He didn't manage to kill mine or get the terrain because in the last turn I'd let some of his models go to his terrain piece so I could wipe out his force.
Sure.
And then just had some cavalry just run around the side and just stop him getting his terrain piece.
Okay.
So I managed to win that one. So that was end of day one. I was on 2 wins and a loss.
Sure.
Then had the infamous quiz.
The infamous,
Yeah.
not famous.
Not right, I guess.
Infamous, grim quiz because they always they rig it so the same team wins every single time.
Every single year. Only time that they haven't managed to win it was because they didn't turn up to the Battle Company's event. So it was,
did you pocket that one away?
Yeah. So me, Ben Bailey, Kerry, Tom Pagard, Dave Whitaker, managed to get
that one.
On that one. But we failed this time.
Who are you on the team with?
So this year was... We were going to do the same team.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. We were going to do the same team, but because I was also there with Cameron, Michael and Aidan from Chester, they wanted to be on the same team. And then Kerry wanted to be with... There was a group of other Warhammer community people.
Sure.
So she was with them. So it was me, Ben Bailey, Cameron, Aidan, Michael, and
don't forget one.
Yeah,
it's bad to forget
it's
one.
It's really bad. I'm so sorry. It may have just been us 5.
Yeah, let's hope so.
I think it was just us 5. Yeah, because I think it was us 3 on one side. So I'm really sorry if I forgot.
You didn't write it down like you did with your opponents.
Didn't write it down. I feel really bad now.
I kind of hope there's one person you've forgotten because it'd be really funny. Well, if there is, you've made the mistake now. Let's plow onwards.
Very sorry. So that was the end of that. Didn't manage to win that one, obviously. Then we got around to day 2. First scenario I played against Jacob London, who had it was actually quite cool because mine's like semi Helm's Deep-esque, but then he had purely just Urukai warriors with shields, pikes, just Urukai captains, 3 ballistas.
So his was properly themed. Yours was the full
semi-themed. He played Matt Davis on the live stream.
Oh, okay.
Because they were live streaming 5 games, which were all thematic stuff.
Yeah.
So he's organised.
That's why you never made it.
I never made it. Cameron did.
Oh yeah,
he was there on the 4th game against Sam McGuinness and his Gundabad. So I played against his Urukai. I can't remember what the mission was for that one. I think it was maybe Lords. I know we were just killing each other.
The fact that you can't remember means it can't have been that important.
Nah, I'm pretty sure we were just killing each other, so sure. I'm confident it was Lords. And he basically proved how Helm's Deep should have gone by just wiping me pretty much.
You?
Oh, he destroyed me.
No heroic strikes though with the captains.
Yeah, no strikes, and just winning loads of the fights and just.
You didn't have Blinding Light, did you?
No, I got no Blinding Light.
Were a problem. They're not that good though.
The ballistas were more scare factor.
Yeah.
I was talking to him afterwards, and he was like, he was thinking of dropping 1, maybe 2 of them, because they can, like, if they always hit and always scatter well, then it's going to work. But because it's you hit the target and then it's a straight line, it's not as devastating.
Yeah, you put it on someone at the back and it just doesn't hit anyone else.
Although it does still take it in the ways.
Oh, okay. I guess that's not too bad. But...
So it was more of a scare factor for my cavalry.
Sure.
But everything else, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't do too much. It was just, he had a lot of might, because just built captains.
Sure.
He'd actually converted all of his captains as well. So
that's really cool.
Different captains.
It's an army that I wanted to for a while.
Different captains for his ballistas as well.
Okay.
So he then had a sheet basically going through, like,
so you could,
who was who and stuff like that. So
you knew who had might.
Yeah, it's cool when people do that rather
put in the effort for it.
Yeah, rather than just being like captain with a blue ring around his base or with like a sword up, sword down.
I feel hurt.
You should.
Like Candish chiefs. They're impossible to converse. They're all metal.
Yeah. But it's cool.
It's really cool. It's cool when people do it. I'll have a look on the stream and see. Take a peek at the army.
And then final game was against Ozzy Hurst, who was using a Mother army with like a Troll Chieftain, Gorbag, Gothmog, and I think one other captain. That was in Capture Control. And it was... I'd put my cavalry on one side, predicting that he'd put the Mordor Troll Chief on that side as well, and then he put it on the other side.
Yeah.
So then the cavalry didn't do too much in the game, and the troll just charged into my flank. Started ripping these pieces. I managed to get some nice cool wins.
Yeah.
To knock them
Oh
away.
yeah, the rubbish stormcaller.
Yeah. And then so it was very close. It was going in my favour, but then because Capture Control, obviously the objectives flipping. We both had. It was like two of them were confirmed. Mine, two of them were confirmed his. There was one at the back, which he had an orc tracker on, and then charged two riders into him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd wounded my leader. Neither of us were broken. The orc tracker won the combat, so it knocked my guys back, which meant that I didn't take the objective off him. He was one model off broken.
Oh no!
So it was like the VPs wise, he managed to win by like 1 point, and if I'd have killed that one guy, that'd have broke him, and then flipped the objectives, so put in like 3 points in my favour. It was just like when we got around to the combat, I was like, I know how risky it was, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
And then it happened. I was just like, that just won you the game. And he was like, oh my. It was insane.
Heartbreaking. He's throwing a stalls though, so it's nice to have that type of thing happen.
Yeah, 5 very fun games.
So you came away with two most sportings?
Two most sporting, no
that's
painters. I don't expect...
there's some really nice armies out there, to be honest.
Well, it's best painted of who you played.
Oh yeah,
so
I mean still, like the standards really jumped.
Yeah.
Especially the past couple of years since I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Like just when I started, it was noticeable. The models looked. Some people had really nice armies.
Yeah.
But just since I've started, the amount of people that have been coming in that are incredible at painting.
Well, so even some of the people who've played for longer, because they've just got their armies sorted, they're taking time. It's like, I know both Sam Jeffrey and Dan Amos have been posting stuff up recently with things like they've been taking time.
Because they don't want to rush out a competitive army, they can take time with it.
That's what I'm trying to do with my Mahud at the moment. Just trying to
just take your time.
Slow.
Yeah.
Because I've got a bunch of things that are painted.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, if I don't care about the model, it's got a brown base. So if you ever see me using brown base,
because you don't, no basing effort.
Yeah, I just like, this is a tournament model, so like my Lake Town, Wood Elves, some of the Helmingers at the moment, but I'm going to be going back over the round and stuff. But yeah.
Any other comments about the tournament then? Who else did you give your most support to besides Ed?
Alright, yeah. Sorry, when you said that, I was like, Ed Ball? I didn't play Ed Ball. I'm trying to think. I think it was Callum. Yeah, I think it was Callum.
Mm-hmm. Any reason? Any particular? I can't remember.
No, it's just on the time.
He had a second, but he had to give it to someone.
It was between all 4 of them.
Yeah.
It's like I enjoyed all the games and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It is one of those where sometimes you wish you could give out more than one most sport.
Yeah.
Like I know I played at League Finale, and at the end I was like, I don't know who to pick for most sporting. I played so many people who I thought were really friendly.
Well, I know. I can't remember what event it was, but one event you did most spawn for everyone, which is a bit too much.
It was
like you ranked.
Yeah, me and Dan were at that. It was Dan and Whistles and Sam Jeffries tournament last year, I believe. Freedom. It's because you put it in followers only mode.
Wait, Quinn, you're not a follower.
Betrayed.
What? How dare you?
Yeah, it was Sam and Dan's. It was Sam and Dan's tournament. What's it called? And you ranked people, and then you took your average most sporting rank.
No, Dan, don't time out Quinn. Don't time out Quinn.
We told our mod who's upstairs that someone was spamming in the chat and he seems to think it was you.
I'm sorry, Quinn.
Is it? Do you want me to go off and double check that he's not got the chat muted?
Free Quinn.
His name was Hunter BKLY.
Yeah, it was Hunter BKL. You told me to join him.
Not everyone. But no, yeah, it was Sam and Dan's tournament. You got an average. You ranked people between 1 and 10 for most sporting, or like it's most themed, I think, or theme. It was based on your theme of your army, and you took the average of the games. And it was a multiplier to your VPs. So obviously, if you got ones for all of your if you got ones for all of your theme, you won all your games.
Mm-hmm.
You only got like the say 60 tournament points, or someone who just won one game but got 10. That's 100 because of the way it multiplied. So it basically meant that you had to go for something themey. The problem was, the only problem with that format was that you kind of felt guilty giving people less than a 10 for something that wasn't above and beyond. So
I know, I think that was Sam and
Dan.
I don't think I went to that one.
It definitely changed the armies that people took. I know Barney showed up with his Bilbo's birthday bash. What?
Don't put me back in the box. Sorry, Quinn.
Bilbo's birthday bash one with the party hats. He was giving them out to everyone who was converted. So it was pretty cool. But
it definitely changed the environment. Just like what people bring and stuff.
I like most sporting being a tiebreaker at 80 pointers and the sort of more casual ones. But yeah, it can feel bad if you win all your games and lose to someone that's only won 4.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, as a whole, people don't rank you low.
Yeah.
It's like, there's some people who's like, if I go to an event, I'll do it as 3 is just a game. Like, I expect it to be like this.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 5.
Yeah, sure.
But then some people will just put 5 because there's been no issues in the game.
Yeah.
It's really...
I'm one of those people who generally, if you've not done anything bad, I'll just give you 4 points.
Yeah, which a lot of people do, so it's one of the issues with it, but...
Different standards, but
yeah.
I think it'd be better if a TO, perhaps, was to go around and go, that gets an 8, that gets an 9, because then you've got the same standard throughout. But, yeah, it's cool. So, any final comments about Front of Schools, though? Have we gone through it, or...?
Do it again next year.
You're going to do it again?
Probably, yeah.
I'm going to try next year, if I can get the time, the money together, but... a lot of people, aren't there?
120 something.
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's the biggest. I think it's kind of swayed because obviously they've changed the. They changed the layout of the hall a bit.
Oh yeah.
But it's the biggest event they've ever run.
Oh, okay. Were they using the new Hobbit book?
No.
No.
In the rules pack it said that they wouldn't be using the new Hobbit book.
Sure.
And then Jay didn't need to ringer for any. So he was the Thorns company. Obviously the book was out. So there was a lot of, we've seen this, look at this, Radagast.
There weren't a huge amount of changes.
Well, I don't know.
Were there? Have you wrote them all down?
we got a list of all the changes.
I'm pretty proud of that segue into it there.
Yeah.
Getting better at that.
So I guess we should jump onto that. So,
yeah, let's talk about the new Hobbit book.
I'll hand you the book in case we need to look at anything.
You've got a full list of changes.
Full list.
So not as much changed in this one. So obviously Jay wrote all these rules last year.
No, it was a lot. There are some profiles like we've looked at and it's like, oh, that's just a copy and paste.
Yeah.
Some of them don't need changing. Certain things like, for example, Legolas's cloak being 10 points. I assume that was just
seems strange.
It's a bit of a strange one. I assume it was just a copy and paste job, which he didn't change. It's not the end of the world.
Because cloaks got nerfed, everyone else gets them for 5 points, I think.
It's
most everyone else.
So, some of these are very small changes, so we'll just skip over them.
Trace through.
But this is starting from Thorin's company.
Yep.
Thorin can no longer buy a bow.
Yep.
The army bonus is
They reroll once to wound whilst they're within 3 inches of fire. Yeah. Kind of rubbish.
I don't think that was a thing. And yeah, that's kind of rubbish.
It was for Throne of Skulls.
Was it
the Throne of Skulls experimental one, I think.
Feely and Keely lost bodyguard but dropped by 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
Barlin dropped by 5 points. Barlin has 2 axes.
No two-handed?
Is it?
2 axes and 2-handed hammer.
But taking 2 axes does nothing.
I think it's just to represent. It does. If one of them gets shattered.
Oh yeah, I guess
you still got the other one.
You shatter the hammer, shatter one axe, and then shatter the other axe.
You still got a dagger.
And then shatter. Oh. Yeah.
And he also is never considered non-armed.
Yeah, so I guess it's literally just.
You'll let them do it, and then you still roll all the dice. Okay, it doesn't matter.
What does shatter do? Is it like strength 6 hit or something?
Yeah, I don't think it's.
It wouldn't shatter everything.
I don't think so. Well, no, because it's war gear now. So if it was, you'd shatter all his armor too. We were talking about this. Just shatter Dane's armor, make him defense 5.
Yeah.
So shatter Sauron's drop his defense 7.
Yeah.
8.
Bifur dropped by 5 points and gained the roll for his head axe.
Bifur.
Yeah.
Not Bifur.
Bifur. Tomato.
It's just a bunch of punch drops, right?
Yeah. Bifur dropped by 5 points. Bomber gained a 5 value.
Yeah, he was 5-3, wasn't he? Because he was rubbish.
Norius 5 points cheaper. Owen's got a hand and a half staff. Bilbo has a point of might bonus.
Oh, I was going to
say number 2.
2 might.
See, I love how there's a picture of Thorin with a bow on the page before Thorin can't have a bow.
Is there really? Let me find that.
Has he got a bow? What about the page before?
There's a picture of Thorin with a bow on the page before. Oh yeah, he's holding. Yeah, this one. I don't know. I can't really put it up because. Yeah. I'll put it up like that. Oh, we're gonna approach here.
So I can
switch to the one that shows it immediately. So, right here, you've got Thorin holding his bow in the Forces of Good, and then you turn the page. Can't have a bow.
Can't buy a bow.
No. Battle Company's own. I know you can't take them. Battle Company's
own. No, you can't take them.
No, I'm afraid not. Just not allowed.
Campaign. Maybe if there's...
Yeah, I'm sure someone like I wouldn't mind just spending 5 points in a bow.
Yeah,
probably be a waste.
Thorin's. I guess one thing to mention with Thorin's company, it's now 1,000 points.
Yeah, doesn't have March. Damien pointed that out on a forum thing.
Yeah.
No model in the army has heroic March, which is a shame because it's something they should definitely have.
It's a very slow army.
Probably just something that was missed, I imagine.
Or they just didn't think that any of them...
Well, yeah, I mean, you could tack it onto the army bonus though, couldn't you? You could be like, in addition, every model in this army gains heroic march. I mean, they legged it. They really did leg it most of the way. Does anyone in the Fellowship have
That's Gandalf that pushed them, and giving Gandalf march is pretty good.
But only affects foreign members of foreign company. I think they probably designed it. But give them a drummer.
Bomber. Straight on his chest. So after that we are onto the Army of Thror. So their army bonus is a 6-inch banner if you're within range of Thror.
Yeah, for only the models from
3
the army.
inches.
No, it was 6.
Was it always 6? Oh right, it's just that it now affects Arable Dwarves.
Yeah, so it's just a clarification. It used to be models from this army, because it used to just be pure, not alliances. Yeah. So it's just he becomes a 6-inch banner effect.
Yeah. Thror can now upgrade Grimhammers to Strength 4 for a point. So it makes them 12 points.
Yeah, very good.
Pretty cool.
Probably worth it if you want to take it.
Yeah.
Strength 4 is very good.
New Grimhammers, which would chat a sack.
Yeah.
It's nice. And then Thrain gained the Ring of Durin, which just you get 1 priority reroll. It's a thematic thing. It's not going to change the game.
Thror has it. Thrain has it if Thror doesn't.
Yeah.
Thror has it.
But I mean, the last edition Thror had it.
Oh, I see. Sure.
And then the change for them.
Oh yeah, they've changed heroic. So Thror has strike, strength, and challenge. He's a hero of legends who's probably not going to be challenging very much. Strike and defense for Thrain. Defense is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Strike, strength, defense, and challenge for Thorin. It's not bad for challenge on a hero of valor. Yeah, just defense for Balin, strike and strength for Dwalin. So pretty good heroics.
Captains for March, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the only other change for Army Thror is their Grimhammers became good. They became viable. They are now defense 7. So no point increase.
Yeah, the defense 7, obviously throwing axes got better this edition. And they have hand and a half weapons. I don't know if this was the same. Which may be used.
200.
which may use either the bash or piercing strike, so you can piercing strike one-handed with them.
They're basically Kazagard. For a point extra, they come Kazagard with throwing weapons.
Yeah. These guys have
always been seen as good.
Yeah, I mean, they're if you take Thor, is it only once in his warband, right?
Only his warband, so there's 18 that can take it.
Thor leading 18, Durin leading 18 half guard. Wouldn't do very good, but
you'd probably do Thor leading like 18, then like Thrain leading spears.
Yeah,
probably the better chance.
But yeah, Kazagard with throwing weapons, looking good. Looking pretty good.
That's all the changes I've got for Army of Thor.
Yeah, still most of the same. Our favourite army list, the very best. Calman's own.
There's a lot of changes in the Lord of the Rings book. There's a lot of changes in the Hobbit book. A lot of them I can understand. I can side with Jay and see why he's done it. This one I will never understand. He can explain to me however he wants, but I think he's wrong. Iron Hills didn't get nerfed at all. The only change is Dane gets Master of Battle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jay, but that's the worst thing you've ever done. Iron Hills are...
I mean, they're a pain. They weren't really showing up too high before, though, really. It's kind of been a burst from Calman that's really shown them off. Dane getting Master of Battle 4+ is very good. Yeah. It's really strong.
The Ballistas...
I don't know if he needed it. We're going to talk about it.
The Warriors were okay, I guess.
They're the same.
The Ballista is stupid.
Dane's a pain just because he makes them all fearless, basically. So, or not fearless, they auto pass so they can still shield.
Which is better, yeah.
But, yeah, that's a pain. But the Ballista's another one where it showed up, but it wasn't really in top table armies. Whereas it's made, like, as I say, Calman's had a spree with it, and pretty much everyone that plays it is upset by it. So.
Yeah, it's like, some people say that it's fine, you can play around it, but for 90 points, the amount of devastation it does, the amount it stops you from doing stuff, the fact that it gets rerolls once, it scatters 3 inches, knocks everything down. It's not worth 90 points.
The most painful thing is the 6-inch bubble that stops other shooting for me. Because it's always heroic shooting too, so you don't even have to spend your might on it. So it's like you have to charge the Iron Hills, and most scenarios they just castle.
Yeah,
and it's like, wow.
At the league finale, there was only one scenario that Calman didn't castle.
Yeah, this is the thing though, that Calman's had a good spree with the Iron Hills, but he hasn't really encountered too many scenarios that were too proper.
Yeah.
He hasn't played them in Recon, which I assume they really struggle in.
Recon, Storm the Camp.
Storm the Camp he hasn't played them in.
No.
There's a few, so it's whether they've just had the scenarios that are good for them. But they're very good. The Ballista works really well on the list. General consensus is bring the Ballista if you're playing Iron Hills.
Yeah, there's like no real weakness to Iron Hills.
What's interesting is that now Dane gets Master of Battle as the Iron bonus, would you still give it up to get Foreign and Dwarnen? I mean, we're going to talk about them now, right? Is there any context changed?
No other changes. You can, I guess. The list that Calman's 800 is very strong.
So Foreign's the same. All friendly Erebor dwarf models from this army list gain the Duba cost. That's only champions of Erebor, because they're the only ones with the Erebor keyword. So the Iron Hills dwarves that used to get the 6-inch banner don't anymore.
Yeah.
So
I think that's fine.
Foreign.
It's basically all of Foreign's company championed up.
And they. Oh, but then the Ballista's not in this list, so.
You have to take Iron Hills to get the Ballista.
And they're only allies of convenience, so you're not getting both of them. I keep tapping this chair, I'm really sorry. Dwalin can go 4 attacks, but only when he has the infantry keyword.
That was one change, yeah.
Which is
so when
really
he's mounted,
good.
He still gets 4 attacks on the charge, but not 5.
Yeah, he goes down to 3 if you charge him.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair. Dwalin mounted was unstoppable. He's still pretty much a monster, but yeah, I think there's an argument to be made for just going Dane and captains, but Foreign with the 3 heroic combats and Dwalin just being a complete beat stick, is really strong. So yeah, these guys are looking pretty good. I think they're good. I think they're really good. I'm still hesitant to say that they're broken.
I think they're the best army in the game. Going on
Dane's Courage Bubble.
Going on average skill cap, they're the best army in the game. For an average player, if they want to take one army and do well, it's Iron Hills. It's got a lower high skill cap than other armies, there are other armies that can definitely beat it if you're like a really skilled player. But I just think for an average player, this is the best army of the game.
My only problems with the list really are Dane's Courage Fearless thing. It's a pain. It's huge.
I think
pretty much army wide.
Dane
and then
Ballista.
The Ballista's cheaper than it should be, and maybe has too many rules.
It should be like 150.
But the army's like really focused in on that whole blocky thing. So if you can get around it, you can make it move somewhere and like seize the prize or storm the camp or recon or even domination. I mean, Calvin played capture and control, right? And he had a very close one in that one at league finale. So it's really insane to stop it like to the death, and the ballista pretty much gives them the wings. You have to charge it, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely strong. It only got stronger. So any Iron Hells players, be pleased, I guess.
And everyone else, yeah. Onto an actually really cool army.
I think Iron Hills are cool. I just frustrated playing them.
Army of Lake Town.
Actually cool.
Army of Lake Town's so cool.
This is the cool kid army.
So their army bonus is the Master's Moneybags rule is increased to 12 inches. Moneybags now counts as a banner.
Yeah, so
which is crazy.
Essentially, the Master spends a might point to up the fight value of Braga, Captain of the Guard, any Lake Town Guard captains, or Lake Town Guard. And now in the new edition, they also count as being a range of a banner, which is really we found out earlier today.
Yeah. So it's either a 6-inch banner or a 12-inch banner, also giving you +1 fight value, which makes captains and Braga fight 5, and the infantry fight 4.
Yeah, I think James Braun's the first one that we saw doing it really, but it's something that a few people have had ideas on, where you drop these guys in to get really cheap, like free warbands with a bunch of might.
Yeah, it's because what so my 450. It's like I played the 450 wrong. I'm gonna have a Riven Knight.
Would have made all the difference.
That's like 100 points less. So about 350 points is Alfred, Braga, Master, and 39 Lake Town. 13 bows, 20 spears.
And then assuming Alfred doesn't roll a 1. I mean, even if he rolls a 1,
even if
he steals a might, doesn't give 1. But assuming Alfred doesn't roll a 1, you're looking at 8 might, and then 3 of Braga's.
So yeah, Braga gets them. If Braga calls a heroic action within 6 inches of the Master, it's for free.
Yeah.
So he's technically 4.5 will.
So he gets slung around with marches and moves, and then he climbs to fight 5 off the Master's special roll. Yeah. Pretty good.
And also with Alfred, if you can give all 3 might to the Master, that means you've got 5 turns of a 6-inch or a 12-inch bubble of 5/4 banner rerolling.
Goddamn Lake Elves, hell yeah! Lake Elves, they're gonna be the new Hobbit from Rank Elf background now.
As well as I was running the 450 list for Cardiff is Alfred, Master, Braga with a 39, 13 bows, 20 spears, Kurdan and a Revenant Knight. It's like that's 450 points, 44 models.
Still beats it.
I didn't have the Revenant Knight.
I know you didn't.
That's why.
I think I still would have beaten it. The Candice Chariots over Defense 4 models.
Chariots around.
I think I killed about 25 models, and about 2 of them weren't from Chariot Chariots. It was just the Chariots going over them.
We took me down to 25%.
That's more than that.
Like 34.
Yeah, one of the king on the chariot went straight over Kurdan. Well, 2 wounds, 1 for his fate. But no, it's a really strong list. It's really good.
It's really cool.
Or you can, if the fight value doesn't matter, let's say you're fighting elves, so you fight 4 is not a big deal. You can give all 3 to Braga, and then he's got 6 might. With half the time he's not spending it, essentially, because he's got the 4 pluses.
Yeah.
On his heroics.
But then if you're against elves, then you won't get the +1 fight value if you're not giving the might to the Master. So it'll be 5/4.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still useful to call forever heroic moves.
Oh yeah,
if you get an average of like 9 heroic moves or something, it's probably more than that actually.
No combats.
Really. I mean, you could still try if you trap a dude, sling them around.
Get Kurdan in there.
Yeah, fight 6, baby. So no, it's a that triple warband thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see that popping up more often. It's very strong.
Lake Town only got nerfed.
Yeah, no, I think the nerfs are fair.
So Bard's range was reduced from 12 inches to 6 inches. The 12 inches is now an armor bonus.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much got this room pure anyway, so it's probably not making a difference.
And then the Lake Town militias, if a hero is in combat within 6, you pass courage, is now a 3-inch.
Very fair enough. That was one of my big complaints about the list, is that you could break it, but it was impossible to make it run. Like, it was unfairly impossible to make it run, I think. So I think that's pretty fair.
I think it's still a strong one.
Yeah, I think it's still good. No,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
expensive.
The 3-inch thing for the Lake Town hero is, I think, was a very fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure it's better than Lake Town Guard. The triple Lake Town Guard with allies.
Obviously get defense 5 because pajamas are just as good as armor apparently. Yeah.
Can it still ally with?
And they get better allies, I think.
They've got okay allies. They're not particularly good. They've got a green with Foreign's Company, and then yellows.
Don't they have yellow with like loads of
White Council, Rivendell, but I mean everyone has that.
except Barnum.
Yeah, Arno's the only one that doesn't have White Council allies because they were before them. It breaks my heart.
But it's mainly they can only ally with the Hobbit stuff, really.
Yeah.
Ally with any like Lothlorien.
I think it's a fair nerf. I mean, I'm not sure the army's too OP now. Gandalf was pretty hard in the new edition, and there's a lot of big heroes that will just smash Bard. So.
And there's chariots to run through there.
Yeah, chariots. On their defense, they go to defense 5 with the shields. Where'd they get the shields from? If the Lake Town Guard didn't have them,
they just ripped them off the windows and stuff.
Windows often have shields.
They use like the window doors. Have you not seen the models? They got like windows on their arms and it's like a wicker basket. Yeah, shields.
All right,
shields.
Well, shields are good.
Garrison of Dale.
Yep.
Can have a banner and a war.
Justice for Dale.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good change. They need
stupid Justice for Dale.
I'm still frustrated that drums don't give VPs.
Yeah.
I think I don't like armies that can't take certain things. They lose VPs for it.
Yeah, it's the fact that they're worth VPs. It's just kind of.
If I want to run pure Candish, I don't get a banner in the list because it's only counters, so I can't get the VPs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, you can make the argument I can ally with Eastlings, but then yeah, I personally am not a fan with banners giving VPs, but it's nice that they have one because they still do, so it's good for them. That's the only change.
That's the only Garrison of Dale change. They're still like crazy broken.
Yeah, undefeated at Sterling, right?
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Dale's not watching.
No one plays them.
Yeah.
Only one person has. No, I've seen a
Mr.
couple of
Dale
armies. I saw them do pretty poorly at 7 Stones last year.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Sorry.
That's not even who I was talking about. I was talking about a different one.
I was gonna say
that was a bit rude. I didn't mean it that way. Armory and Dale.
Poor Dan and Liam.
I guess. Rivendell's the same.
Rivendell, we covered it in the Lord of the Rings one.
Yeah, I think I'm between Palantir episodes where Tom asks which other heroes have blood and glory. And Gilgalad's one of them. But I knew that. So.
There you go, Tom.
There you go, Tom. There's your answer, Gilgalad.
Yeah.
Gilgalad with blood and glory is pretty
like
good.
2 episodes ago.
Yeah, probably. I've been catching up. So I've been back at home, so I'm catching up now.
So yeah, Rivendell obviously changes. So on to Mr. Thranduil's Halls. So
this is the big one.
For Thranduil's changes, I've just put so much yes.
So much yes. So much no.
Oh, he's beautiful. 100 points.
Do you want to start with the army bonus? Well, I'm going to start with the army bonus. Mirkwood Rangers from this force do not count towards the army's bow limit.
That was old.
Additionally, whilst they are within 3 inches of Thranduil, all Palace Guard captains, Mirkwood Elf captains, Palace Guard, Mirkwood Cavalry, and Mirkwood Elves will also gain +1 to their tumble rolls. So not Legolas, not Tariel, not Rangers, not Mirkwood Rangers. They don't get it.
Oh, Ranger captains. Yeah. Because you said Rangers and then...
Yeah, sorry, Mirkwood Ranger captains and Mirkwood Rangers. So. None of them get it.
It's pretty nice, though.
It's a good buff. 3-inch bubble.
Like Mirkwood Cavalry. Because if they're within 6 inches of Thranduil, they count being in range of a banner as well.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, just a lance, isn't it? It's a lance that doesn't need to charge, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I don't know if I'd take the cavalry, but yeah, it's really good. You're still seeing the people taking Bard leading 18 and Thranduil leading 18, because the more elves you get, you're not gonna fit. There's only so many you can fit in 3 inches of Thranduil. Mm-hmm. So there's no point in going like Thranduil on 40. You only get like 10 in max. So you may as well go Thranduil leading the guys that he's going to get in, and then you've got the bonus from that roll and go somewhere else. So, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good. Thranduil got better too.
So, Thranduil is now combined. There was the old Thranduil and Free Peoples, which had like the Circlite Kings, which gave you Nature's Wrath and Aura's Dismay. We now also have, we then got the Thranduil, Combat Thranduil from the Hobbit films, who got the Elk, was a heavy armour, combat beast, got more attacks and outnumbered on the ground, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jay is just combined them, which I'm super happy with, because now you can customize them. You can customize them to be a combat hero. You can customize them to be utility. You can customize them to be an 185 point combat hero with Nature's Wrath and Aura of Dismay.
I hate Circle of Kings. I don't like Aura of Dismay as a spell. Personally, because it's only ever used to make hobbits and men and elves cause terror, which
I don't like either spells.
But it's definitely good. I mean, fully kitted, he's on the elf with everything. He's 70.
185 with circlet,
sword, 190 with the bow. You wouldn't give it to. So 185. And so you're saying?
I think as someone who built a list and played with this list for around over a year, I don't like Nature's Wrath.
Yeah, like, it's a stupid spell.
Playing with it is so good that the army I take without it is weak. With it, it's super good.
Like, you pretty much have to resist it every time it's cast.
Yeah, if I felt it was... When I ran the list, I did like 5th at Cheshire, did quite well in another event, didn't do very well at Ardcom, did do quite good at the GT and stuff. If my opponent can't resist the spells, then I destroy them. Just because they're on the ground, piercing strikes and the Hellmingers go up to like strength 7 or strength 5 in this edition. They can't do anything back and get double strikes. It's AoE damage is so good in this game.
It's not too bad in this list because you tend to only get that Nature's Wrath, so you only need to resist it once. But it is very possible to like
when you can combine
sling him forwards. Nature's Wrath to only hit like 10 models and no heroes. So auto goes off. Unless you like Lothlorien, just imagine you got that one dude that throws the dice. Like no.
I've played Hobbits and they've resisted it all on that one dice.
But so he climbs to. You got to buy the sword to make him plan to fight 7 and 3 attacks. He has fleet foot, so he can run through forests.
4 attacks on charge, 5 value 7, strength 5 on the elk.
Fight 7's a big deal.
So he's tearing through heroes and troops. If you get him off the elk, he then gets for every model he outnumbered by, gets more attacks.
Yeah.
Which
he has an Elven Cloak.
And he's fight 7.
Fight 7's good.
He's really good. I really like.
Everyone else dropped in points, didn't they? But
Legolas is now 10 points cheaper than the Fellowship one because he doesn't have the special rule.
Is Fellowship Legolas 105? Hold that for a second.
I've got it.
You got it down there.
Here.
You sure he's 105?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Over costed.
I don't think he comes with armour either.
He might be 100 and he doesn't come with armour. It's 100, yeah, he doesn't come with armour.
100 doesn't come with armour. This guy comes with armour for 95.
Maybe that's why his cloak's 10 points.
Maybe.
Not really made much sense.
But no, or it's the special rule is just 10 points.
Yeah, sure.
For some reason. Then, what was it? Toriel and Rangers, Moped Rangers get Elven Made Daggers.
So they win 50-50s more often.
Yeah, Elven Made Glaives are, because they're Elven Made, if you shield or spaceport, you get the Elven bonus, which is really good,
strong,
actually.
Pretty good.
The fact that there's still 2 points makes sense now.
Yeah, well, were they 2 points before?
They were, but they were 2 points, but people were complaining, like, when it first came out, people were complaining that the fact that it was 2 points rather than 1 point.
Because you came with the Elven Blade too. That must have been ludicrously expensive to give you a dude a blade and a shield. I saw some people doing. Yeah. But Elven Made Daggers are nice for the Rangers, especially because they stayed the same points.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Cloaks got worse.
So it's... I'll tell you what Mercury Dream is. I would say Mercury Elves got a point cheaper because they were overpriced with the Elven Blade. Yeah,
they paid for an Elven Blade. In the new edition, Elves get Elven Blades for free.
Yeah. So they were 1.2 expensive. They dropped the Verenmark again book, so they would drop $20.
Get their blades for free.
So Mercury Rangers, they only change they got was the Elven Made Daggers. So they're still 14 points, still the exact same with the Elven Cloaks. So initially, that seems way too overcosted.
Yeah, you're never going to take them in other lists.
You're never going to take them like as... You take like Mirkwood, Elves with Shield and Glaives and then a couple of Rangers. You're not going to run that. However...
Pay a tax on the...
You're paying a tax for Pure Force.
Yeah, you're paying a tax because you get 100% health base
Yeah.
on infantry models that are fairly cheap.
If
Yeah, the
you-
only other army that can do that is Rivendell Knights for like almost, it's like 50% more per model, right?
So initially I was talking to Brian Hinch and Barney about this at the Furnace Schools, and initially I was in the boat of this is stupid. This is
Why are they the same?
Why are they the same? And then Brian was like, well, if they were cheaper and you ran a pure force,
Yeah.
that's super good.
I mean, even if looking at pure forces now that Legolas and Tariel can lead 50, you could do like Legolas, Tariel, 29 odd Rangers and a Sentinel for 650. Because that's the thing, Mirkwood Sentinels are in the
Oh yeah, I didn't even write that down.
Yeah, Mirkwood Sentinels are in the list now, which is really good. Put one in. They're already, your opponent shows up with a shade, you make it take a courage test to walk away.
Yeah.
Just drop them in. They're really good. Drop one. But yeah, you can get so many votes in at that points level. And if your opponent doesn't bring a blind, if your opponent brings blind light, you lose. But if your opponent doesn't, it's like
if they bring blind and light Legolas every turn.
down defense forge until he dies. But yeah, it's really a lot of those. So
and then even
it's
combat,
playable as a pure force. I think.
Even in combat, then not terrible.
Yeah.
And also against other shooting, you still can hide.
You have to play against. You have to play them as a skirmish force.
Yeah. If you
really kiting away, splitting up,
group them together, and you're going to lose.
Yeah,
split them up. Because even when they do get the charge, they're only charging a few things, so you still get the chance of shooting after they've dealt with whatever they charge.
Yeah, and it's going to take them. You get bonus attacks anyway, even if they mob them. So you may as well make the most of that. Yeah, you may as well make the most of that special. And if they lose a fight, they're probably going to die, whether there's 5 guys on them or 2.
Yeah.
So you may as well. But no, I think it's an okay. I'll be interested to see if anyone wins it. I think it's not a terrible list.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Threw it on the floor with the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So, the next one is another so much yes, which is
So much
the Brown Wizard Radagast the Brown.
It's in Radagast's Alliance. The Eagle models get the bonus, like the Lord of the Rings ones, +1 strength. Radagast, the old resistance to magic has been tacked onto Radagast. So, Eagle models within 12 inches of Radagast have resistance to magic.
Yeah.
But that's not the big change.
No. So, first thing with Radagast, don't take the Eagle.
You lose your stuff.
You lose your staff, you take the Eagle. What you do is you always take Sebastian, and 5 points out goes there.
If you're going to put him on a horse or a
and then
sleigh, then yeah.
On foot.
He's got a long cloak.
Okay, so say I can never run him on foot.
Elven cloak. He's an okay. He's a hero of legend. You can be your leader with an elven cloak.
To lead some eagles.
Well, you just drop him into another force. He's still your leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still on foot. Still on my horse.
I mean, I put him on horse. I don't know.
Yeah. So you can take horse for 10, take Sebastian for 5, or take the slave for 40. He has Panic Steed, Terrifying Aura, Immobilize, Renew, Nature's Wrath, and Aura Dismay. So you put him on that sleigh with that giant base, and then you've got a 6-inch Aura Dismay ball, and you've got a 6-inch Nature's Wrath.
I think you overrate the sleigh. The sleigh's good.
So that base is huge. That's getting
Yeah, but it's so awkward.
So much.
But even on foot, it's the same thing basically. Aura of Dismay. Nature's Wrath with a Staff of Power is crazy.
Yeah.
Aura of Dismay is a stupid spell.
Yeah.
It made not half, maybe like a quarter of your matchups you're gonna run into, like, I was playing Candish before, so they couldn't charge. Courage 3 or less really struggles. Courage 2 really struggles. It's kind of just dumb.
He's got
Sebastian's the
a
same
Staff
thing.
of Power with 2 of the best spells.
Yeah.
Especially with like Sorcery Blast and Mobilizing Nerves.
Yeah, Sorcerer's Blast being nerfed means that Nature's Wrath's far and away better for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, Sorcerer's Blast's more range, but that's about it.
Um,
Immobilize, not having Compel's a shame, but Immobilize is mostly fine. Panic Steed's good now.
Obviously, it's really good.
strong.
Renew, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Raddy, Sid, and Haldir Rimel 36 L's for 750.
It's carrying 10 might.
Yeah.
The only thing is that you overlap Aura of Dismay on Serdan and Radagast. But
That's one thing I
Serdan's so points effective. I mean, the only other thing I'd be tempted to do is drop Serdan for Galadriel, but then you get less elves.
That's what I've been thinking for my for 700 for Raddy Grumbold Galadriel.
Yeah, he's really good now.
But yeah, you take Sebastian, horse, you got 3 attacks on the charge. Slay, you got 6 attacks on the charge. So you still fight 5 to 4.
Sebastian's the same points as a Lake Town Guard.
Sebastian is
the hedgehog. Put him on a base on his own. Which one do you want?
Also, one thing to note with Sebastian, if Radagast goes 2-handed, Sebastian gets the -1 to win the fight and +1 to wound.
Is it?
Because Is it Radagast is accompanied by Sebastian. He may always make an additional attack in close combat with a 5 value and a strength of 1, which can't be lowered by might. So Radagast gets an extra attack.
Does that mean if you put him on an eagle and he rends with Sebastian, Sebastian will strike on the strength?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
If Radagast gets immobilized, he can't.
Wins Durin on 6s with Sebastian.
If Sebastian gets Radagast gets immobilized, Sebastian can't strike blows, but you still get the additional attack.
Radagast is the slaying on the list as well. Pretty good.
That's pretty good for 700 actually, yeah.
But yeah, he's really good now. Especially the slay's better now because there's less hurls and blasts about.
Yeah,
which was always a big problem.
Still.
Yeah, defense 3-4 wins, but you get a blinding light in though.
If you're going to take Radagast, you have to take him with Galadriel or Cerdán. Most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, but they're so easy to get in because elves are so good now. Yeah, Radagast is insane.
Where would you rank him on the wizards? Because I've not got Gandalf the Grey at the bottom.
Oh yeah, Gandalf's definitely at the bottom. Does he close Saruman?
Maybe not white. I think white
better
is
than
available
white.
purely because he did the models.
White's so expensive.
Yeah, it's
240 on Shadow Fags. This guy's cheaper on his sleigh. I don't know. It depends. You can get blinding light in pretty easily though with Cerdán.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Radagast's better than both Gandalfs.
Saruman.
So rerolling the dice is insane. Well, we'll come to him in a
inch.
second. Yeah, but I still think Saruman's best. It's my favourite personally.
Yeah, as Quinn's pointed out, you can shatter Sebastian.
Would it destroy him?
Yeah, he's a piece of war game.
Can you imagine though? Someone shatters Radagast. Like, oh no, better resist. Oh, I failed to resist. You're gonna take my staff, and they go kill Sebastian. Would you be relieved or heartbroken? Can't tell. Both.
I don't know if I'd be able to hold myself back, dive across the table.
Mounts don't count as war gear, do they?
No, you can't shatter
the Great Eagle.
The Great Eagle. Yeah. But yeah, because war gear.
Shatters Sebastian.
Oh, actually, wait, no, you can't. You can't because he's a living creature. That was. Yeah, in the shatter rules, because it says you can't shatter mounts or living creatures. Just remember
the
that.
books there. Do you want me to check?
Oh no, that is the rule. Yeah,
Okay.
because originally I was like, oh, you just shatter it, but then someone on the page pointed out and I checked it, and yeah, and you also can't shatter stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So you can't shatter claws, mounts, staff of power, or
shatter his dagger.
Or living creatures.
No.
Which I believe Sebastian's the only living creature that you can.
Probably. I don't know any others.
That's not a mount.
Yeah, I don't know. I say build a pony, but that's a different model. No.
Shatter
I think
his
he's the only
food
one.
box.
I don't know. I think that's it.
That was anticlimactic. Just getting hyped over that, and it's like, oh wait,
did Bjorn change?
No, Bjorn changes. No, he's still not too great.
He got better just because magic's worse.
Yeah, he's got defense as well. It's kind of cool.
Strength as well.
Yeah.
Does he have monstrous charge? Does he have monstrous charge? I think he should have monstrous charge.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I mean, this one doesn't either.
Yeah, that makes zero sense. Why is not got monstrous charge?
I think. Yeah, it's not like it. Yeah, he should have monstrous charge.
Yeah.
Because I want to charge him. Why does he only have 3 attacks in bear form? He should either have 4 attacks and monstrous charge.
Especially
or both. 10 dice at strength 8.
Maybe not 10 dice. But yeah.
He's burly, but he doesn't have a 2-handed axe when he goes into bear form, does he?
Oh, that's
you know?
So yeah, he's definitely. I thought he did have monstrous charge. Yeah, that's a bit strange.
Do you want to talk while I try and read through this?
Well, the next one was going to be Saruman the White, so I assumed that you'd like to have a chat.
I'm guessing he keeps might as he goes on.
Yeah.
He uses might. When he alters form, replace him. Also, when he changes, he adopts the appropriate profile and characteristics. Beyond might, will, fate, wounds remain unchanged. Does he keep the 2-handed axe when he's in bear form? But it doesn't say he loses it. Because he's unarmed there. He doesn't have any war gear. Does he never count as unarmed? I mean, he shouldn't ever count as unarmed.
It's barely, doesn't barely. No, but he doesn't do that.
It's 200, right? If he's unarmed, then he's really bad. Unarmed, I think he should have the axe.
So in theory, if you play Josh, first you slap him, and then you got to use Bjorn unarmed.
No, I think he should get the axe. I think that's fine, but you think he shouldn't, so you think he should be unarmed. That can't be right. I'm guarantee you I'm missing something really obvious here. I can't see it. Burly, fearless, resistant to magic, terror, woodland. Does burly mean that you don't get minus? It doesn't, does it?
No, that's weapon master.
I think Bjorn's unarmed.
I think it's got an axe, actually.
Yeah, I think he's got the axe.
Because it doesn't change his war gear.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
piercing. It's a two-handed piercing strike with Bjorn.
the bear.
Yeah.
It goes up to strength 9.
Someone needs to put it on him. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I think it makes more sense for him to be able to two-handed piercing strike. Even if you, let's say it's not really an axe, it's his massive claws. He should be, it's better that he can go two-handed piercing strike with Burley than he's unarmed. Because he definitely shouldn't be unarmed.
I guess.
I don't know. Maybe it's worth throwing a post up to see what people think. No one plays the model anyway, so.
It's because
Eagles.
no one realises you can have an axe.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
why.
200 axe.
Get on it, Quinn. We
But
don't do
yeah.
all watching, so get on it.
Um,
So the Eagles didn't change at all.
Yeah, that's
Once
the
again, same as Rivendell's, the Lord of the Rings. So we've got two changes for the White Council. Quicker change is Galadriel Light has and stuff here.
that's the biggest change.
It's not White Council.
It's kind of is. You can ally with them now.
Yeah, it's not White Council. So Galadriel has its stuff here.
Yeah. I haven't seen anyone use it. I'm pretty sure it's a good
I've
spell.
never seen anyone use her
Yeah.
lately.
Lately? No. But I think she's good. I think she's now got a spell that she can cast even when there aren't any ring wraiths around. If people have low courage, or even people who just have average courage, -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you only need a couple models to, because they pelt it the full distance. So
And
yeah, I
they
think it's
can't-
okay.
They can't do anything else this turn.
Yeah,
Courage.
I mean, even if you're playing like Condor, you just that courage 4 up to 4 down to 3 again. Like 3 of them run away, and then his shield
You
will.
get a 3 point of will and it's casting a full plus.
Yeah.
You might as well always
You
just
got
cast
6 and 3/1. Probably not gonna have magic.
Well,
You can break up shield walls with it. You can make trolls run away.
stop their frontline charging.
Yeah.
Because even if the spear passes but the guy at the front fails, can't fight.
I think it's pretty good. I think she's good. And then the other one is
Saruman the White. So
it's basically Saruman the Wise. So it's a combination of the White and the Wise profile. So it's Saruman the Wise
evil profile, right?
with the option for a horse. He doesn't have to plant it.
Yeah, it's just evil without planted.
Evil without, so he doesn't have the option for a horse. Does he have
Yeah, he
all
does.
5 of those? Oh, sorry, I mean he has he didn't have before when he was
right, yeah.
Wise. Do you always have those spells? Did he have one of those spells?
So.
But he has Aura of Command. So the Saruman the Wise used to have Aura of Command, Immobilize, Command, and Sorcerer's Blast. But he didn't have Terrifying Aura. Whereas the White didn't have Command, but did have Terrifying Aura.
So he's combined the spells.
So he's got all of them, which was a pain because everyone else in the White Council could cause terror. But if you wanted Saruman to cause terror, you had to bring along Radagast to cast Aura of Dismay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can re-roll the dice as Saruman the Wise can. He's the premier caster in the game, the best caster in the game by a way.
Best
I think.
caster because range 18, 2 plus
Yeah.
stabilize, which he rerolls the dice.
And 3+ command, so you should get that up too.
Yeah.
4+ Sorcerer's Blast, which is still good. You can still like fire a dude into a guy on a horse and knock them over. I think he'll start showing up again. I think he's really good. I know Dave Reed played the evil one, and he said he was probably the best thing in his army.
Yeah, I guess it's the thing of he's got the new Radagast to compete with, and then Serdan and stuff.
Yeah, but I
So
still
it's
think he'll
Humbridge.
clear it. I want to play him, to
Yeah.
be honest, but I don't know. Oh, the other thing is that the White Council changed, so before it had loads of heroes, now it's only Saruman, Galadriel, Elrond, Gandalf, Radagast, Glorfindel, and Celeborn. So we lost Serdan. I think he should be in it.
But that makes no sense.
To be honest, Arwen, fair. Legolas, fair. This was like the old Lord of the Rings. Thranduil was in the Lord of the Rings one.
Yes, he was not anymore.
Not anymore. Was that
I
it?
think that was it, yeah.
I think that was it. But the only one that I think deserves a spot is Serdan.
Yeah.
it wouldn't be overpowered because you're already probably running Lady of Light, so she's already got the Binding Light Bubble. You're already causing terror anyway. Yeah. I think Cernan probably deserves a spot, but no one.
Then one final change for good, which is Three in the Broken. So Three in the Broken can now be taken in a good list as part of the Wonders of the Wild, or as an evil list as part of the Dark Powers of Dol Guldur.
No, it's Wonders in the Wild. He's historical, but for evil too. He's still a wanderer in the wild.
Oh, okay.
But he has his historical allies with the White Council and the Dark Powers of Dol Guldur.
Yeah.
So the first one.
He could be part of the Dark Powers of Dol Guldur army.
It's possible with all of us.
And it's basically... So when Thring fails a courage check normally, was he like your opponent...
Yeah, if he fails a courage, sorry.
He charges one of you.
The start of every priority phase, before every priority, you got to take courage, unmodified courage, so no order of command, no +1s. If he passes, he acts normally. If it's passed on a double, he adds +2 to his fight, strength, attacks, and courage. So he has to fight 6, strength 4, 3 attacks. For 10 points, he's a monster. If Thrain's being, if he fails, then the opposing player controls Thrain as if he was one of their models. Yeah. But good models can't target him with missile fire or magical powers that cause damage, and cannot make strikes against him. So you can immobilise him if you get. But
whereas it evil can't attack and shoot and kill him.
Best change because I always wanted to play him in a White Council army, but never could. Because he always lost you your army bonus because it was pure armies. Whereas now he's historical.
So you're saying the best change is the fact that he's historical.
Yeah.
You can use him Dark Powers of Dol Guldur.
I don't care about that. I can play him. Because I can fill out 10 points in my White Council list now with him.
It's fair. But yeah, so that's all.
So
that's all the good armies. So as you can see, like, I don't know if you can see that. Basically, all good stuff. And then we flip it, and it's like half as much evil.
Evil's fine.
So, Azog's Legion, the army bonus for the Master of Battle, it now only affects Azog and Bulk.
Yeah, so only there you get Master of Battle. You
can't get the captains.
You can't just give it to a Goblin Mercenary captain.
Completely makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we're still on him most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
It's like Will took, I think, 3 Gundabad captains. You only went Gundabads at lower points, but pretty much everyone always brought these guys. It's fine.
We then got a Trobru.
No, this one. Azog Stone Flails, 20 points. Used to be 10. Okay. It's a big deal. It's 10 points. Because you pretty much always take the Stone Flail on Azog, so it's a 10 points increase on his profile. So it's just essentially Azog climbing 10 points. So, yeah. I think you still take it. You still take it for 20.
Probably still do it.
All the same.
I will be honest, I didn't read the Chariot or the Signal Tower because I don't really care.
I didn't read the old Chariot either.
They may have changed.
Do you want me to read the Signal Tower?
Not really. We'll just go on to the Troll Brew.
Yeah, sure. I didn't read that, so... You can talk about it. I don't care about it.
So Troll Brew went up to 5/5.
Sure.
It was 5/4. So it basically means when it stops, it's still able to win the combats and stuff against troops. Which... I think that made it significantly better.
Yeah. It's alright.
Yeah. It's still not great, but it made it a lot more viable.
Mm.
And then Goblin Mercenaries can only be led by captains now. So
oh, really?
Yeah, can't drop them into random warbands. Has to be has to be a warband led by Goblin Mercenary captains.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
You can't put other things in the warband. But you can put other things in the warband.
But so you can put Goblin Mercenary captain leading like 10 of them into ogres.
Yeah, you can't put the mercenaries into other things, and obviously you can't do the ambush.
Yeah, if you've got something else in it. The only thing is that the banner of Gundabad lets you still call marches, but I guess it lets you call marches even if you don't have march. They all have march, even Azog and Bolg, doesn't matter.
There you go then.
There we go, yeah, it didn't really change.
So that's it for the Azog's Legion. So Azog's Hunters, the only change is Nazog has mobile arrows.
Yeah, obviously.
Which makes more sense.
Yeah, Fimble and Yasnik have strike now. Nazog has accuracy. None of them have march.
No. So
your march, you've got to take your control captains. You can't just do the 3 of them. Or Bolg has it.
Yeah.
But then you're spending Bolg's amount on march. Felwargs, were they always 8 or were they 9?
Yeah, they're 9.
Yeah, so Felwargs dropped 2 points. I think that's fair. 9 was too expensive.
Control cavalry still suck.
Yeah, I mean, you just run them and then dismount them. I don't understand how... I don't understand how you can fix them. Because if you take away that rule, free attack Warg Riders... Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, Dog Pies and Doggle Necromancer, Lost Curse, which I can't remember what Curse did.
Fate. It's like Black Dart for Fate.
Okay. And gained the Instill Fear special... Instill Fear magical power and Shroud of Darkness magical power.
Shroud of Shadows.
Shroud of Shadows. Shroud of Darkness is the Shadow Lord. Shroud...
It's Paul of Darkness. It's the Shadow Lord.
Oh, that's mixing the two. So Shroud of Shadows, basically you choose someone and they basically have the ring. So
oh yeah, this is the weirdest
you can't see them and so yeah, can't see the person for shooting magic powers. If you want to charge them, you have to take a close check for -1 for every inch you move.
He's a worse caster than Sauron.
He is not very good anymore.
Nice.
With magical nerfs and chill soul channeled being useless. Yeah,
he just sucks. He's not very good. He's worse at casting than fighty Sauron.
Yeah, worse at casting than Sauron. Worse at casting than.
No resistance to magic, so he's got to use one of his 25 will. Still causes terror.
Yeah.
He's still...
I think one of the biggest is Chill Soul.
Evil. Yeah, Chill Soul's a pretty big nerf.
If Chill Soul Heroic was still a bubble, that wouldn't be too bad, but the fact that
he should just cast it on a 4.
On a 4, yeah.
Chill Soul on a 4, Sack Will on a 4. For this dude.
Doesn't Sauron cast on a 4?
Yeah, that's what I mean, he's a worse caster. I mean, he has more spells, but he's a worse caster. Sauron's got an 18-inch range too.
Look.
Yeah, he's just worse than Sauron. Fighty Sauron. You only ever take this dude to buff the Nazgul Dumbledore. Yeah, he's got all his spells on 18s with better cast values.
Well,
5
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he sucks. He's rubbish now. He wasn't great before.
You pretty much never see him,
but you
now.
Probably still take him with Nazgul of Dumbledore armies.
As if you're running Dumbledore Rigs, because... So first off, there is a big misprint in his profile, which has been... This isn't a rumoured misprint, this is a confirmed misprint. They have no heroic actions. They should all have heroic strike.
Ah, okay.
They're supposed to have heroic strike. FAQ when that comes out.
But right now they don't have it.
Right now they have.
Right now they don't have it, and Bjorn doesn't have it. Bjorn doesn't have a weapon. So.
Yes. The other change, which is debatable if it's going to be a misprint or if it is misprint. I hope it's not a misprint and this is intentional. You can no longer use Point of Might to modify your Unholy Resurrection.
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to either.
You should be able to.
Kamal has a 200 list.
That's not change.
No, but now he has to use it, right?
Oh yeah, Kamal's like the worst one now.
Yeah, because
he has to go two-handed.
Before you counted as having a undescribed hand weapon, whereas now you have to go two-handed with him.
No, I don't think I'd take him over any of the others, even if you're just dropping one Abyssal Knight in. I'd rather have...
Would you?
The Elven.
If you can still might it, it's alright. It doesn't matter how many fights you lose, he wins one and kills 3 people.
Yeah. I guess you're not using the might for resurrection anymore, so you could...
No, I mean, like, if you can still might the resurrection, or...
Yeah.
I'm tempted to take him just because even if he loses and dies, I'm not too bothered. He's
still
probably going to get back up. I mean...
Definitely not over the other 4.
Oh yeah, I mean, these guys are all better. Lingering Shadow, Witch King,
Slayers
of Men, Forsaken, and Dark Headsmen are all better.
Yeah.
The Abyssal Knights...
It's when you hit, like, your...
They have Elven Made swords, which are pretty nice, but I don't know if it closes it. I mean, there's definitely an argument.
Yeah,
they got...
Keeper of Dungeons.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Still not sure if this is a misprint or intentional. He now has 3 points of will instead of 1, and has no fate.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So, yeah, it's either a misprint or it's intentional because
I think it's fine,
when he fights Gladriel, it's just...
Yeah.
He just pops.
The free will's weird. The 0 fate's fine, I think. Yeah. Right? But yeah, free will's kind of strange.
Yeah.
It's for scenario play. I don't know. But yeah, besides that, he's still the same. He's still probably doing most of the same thing. It's just that defense 6, 2 wounds, no fate means that he can lose to 2 spin. He can lose to a berserker and just die from full might. So quite a lot worse without the fate actually.
They gained Castellan's Dumbledore.
Yeah, but they're rubbish. So
oh, they always been sub 5.
Yeah, but they're still rubbish. They were defense 7 before.
What?
I'm pretty sure they were defense. We don't have the book. Is it in the front room?
I'll go grab it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they were defense 7, but they're really rubbish because they have the Will of Evil, which is the 12 will thing. They have the Will of Evil, so they lose one every time they're in combat. They only have 12 will. They can use it as fate like the Undying can, but they just don't pace fast enough, like as fast as they need to. If they were cheaper, then maybe they were like 30 points, then maybe. But 40 points a model for a model that's just going to will out eventually. Sure, they're a decent fighter. Yeah, they just not fast enough. Right, defense 7.
Yeah, used to be defense 7.
Yeah, I thought so.
Everything else is the same.
Yeah, they're identical. Oh, that's what they lost. They're now armor down from heavy armor. These guys aren't wearing heavy armor. They're like caked head to toe up. Their only armor is spirit.
So that's armor, and then you look at the Lake Town Militia, and that's the same armor.
I suppose. I don't think it's the same armor. I think it's just that
they're both armor.
Yeah, but the Lake Town Guard and Militia are making better use of it. That's what it is.
Wow.
Are there any other weird profiles to have armor?
Quick, let's... Whoa, Quinn. Rude. I was only in the other room. I can hear everything.
His house too will kick me out.
Yeah.
They have armor. Any other weird profiles that have armor? I don't think so. So Bjorn still wins them on 4s because he's a man. 3s up to 4s.
Yeah. Indeed.
But yeah, they're not very good. I don't think. I've seen someone take them on the front rank, like 6 of them on the front, and then the second rank was Uruk-hai pikes with crossbows. This was all draws, pikes with crossbows, and the third rank was more Uruk-hai pikes with a banner. They were rolling 5 dice to win a fight 5. No one had Elven Blades back then. And then it's 2 attacks at strength 5 and 2 at strength 4. But it was like 1,000 points. So he had like his 20-man block of dudes. He's like, bring on, it's like 50 guys opposing him. But yeah, it wasn't that. It seems really awkward. They're just not fast enough for what they do. They lose fights, they take wounds, they die. They just die eventually. That's it, right? Is there any changes for the faction?
For that faction, yes.
Yeah.
So, Dog Denizens of Mirkwood. Spider Queens are the same, as far as I can tell.
Are you sure they were 100? Were they always 115?
Check everything.
Yeah.
Except so Monstrous Charge.
Maybe they were.
While they technically didn't have Monstrous Charge, they had a rule which was basically the same thing.
Pounds, I think.
Pounds. Yeah,
Yeah, they were. These guys are rubbish.
Yeah. They're going to fight value. Might, I mean.
Oh, again, it might. It might 3 might now.
So 3 might, and then their pounce got modified to be Monstrous Charge.
Yeah.
Just to make it so the rules are in the rulebook rather than the profiles.
Heroic Strike's nice. Heroic Defense is also very nice for a Defense 4 model.
2 attacks.
3 wounds, 0 fate, Defense 4. It's gonna die.
You're not really going to be rid of them.
No, unless you go. I mean, you have to if you want to run this force. Yeah. You need the leader. This force isn't actually that bad because these guys are so cheap. And you can get a lot of models in because you can go the no warband cap. It's the army bonus. As long as you got the Spider Queen in, you can do like warbands of, is it at least 6 or more wargs and 2 or more spiders? Yeah, 2 or more spiders, and then if it's a mix, you need 10 or more.
Okay.
But it's still pretty good. You can take a warband of like 100 wargs.
Mm-hmm.
Have trouble deploying them in the 6-inch wall.
Yeah.
The 6 inches around them.
And then for the troops, the only change is that both spider profiles going terror.
It's really good.
Pretty good.
It's really good.
Can
you take spiders in Mario, right?
Only if you have Ashrak or Druzak. Yeah.
It's the same except they just go in terror.
Pretty good. I wonder if that's because Jay is terrified of spiders.
They deserve it. They're not in the shop anymore, but...
No, you can't buy giant spiders anymore. Or Mirkwood. Maybe Mirkwood?
I think you can buy Mirkwood. I'm not sure though.
They're not terrible to prefer.
They're okay.
Both spider profiles quite nice.
You can cross like Elendil or Gilgalad with only 1 fate. You just need a couple of the one in.
Yeah.
I've seen someone charge one in, shoot it, pull a fate point with the throwing weapon because they paralyse unless you spend a fate, and then you charge the other one in, trying to like finally paralyse the other spider. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, they're decent. Strength 5's good. 20 points for them.
I think you could take Bat Swans originally.
Yeah, you could.
Could you?
I'm pretty sure you could. They're decent.
Dog Denizens cool. I think
you can't cross ally with much though, can it?
It's more going to be used as Dressak's friends and Dashrak's friends, I think.
Ally with Dark Denizens.
Just figure
You can't ally with anything.
Not historically, why? Anyway. They've got a couple of convenient allies.
Yeah, but if you take them, it's convenient. You only get the Spider Queen and her warband.
Yeah.
You can't take any more.
That's true,
So
you might as well ally with Moria.
She sucks.
Yeah, you just get the Moria ally, because Moria ally with everyone. Except Smell or Barador, I believe.
You mean convenient?
Convenient, yeah. Everything
Sharky's Rogues.
Alright, no one cares about Sharky's Rogues.
I care about Sharky's
No,
Rogues.
you don't. You care about annoying me, that's it. Goblin Town. They've got a army bonus that increases the maximum warband cap by 6, so you can hoard them out even more. Because why not? Goblin King was increased by 10 points. And his Blood Green Mass is now ignored by all Elven Blades, not just the specific ones.
I still don't think it should be a 3+, but it's literally... If you're playing elves, you ignore it, and then if you're playing everyone else, it's still as horrible to play. Just I don't know. Elves look pretty good, though. There's a lot of, Dol Guldur, Goblin King, just stuck against all elf armies now, which I guess they should.
And then they got Sir down and...
Did the Goblin King have to stay still to throw the goblins before, or could he do it while he's moving?
Pretty sure stays still, isn't it?
Because now he just throws it as a throwing weapon. I mean, he's probably not going to hit, but it's a strength 8 hit that knocks prone.
So, League Finale. Ziggy, Dave Jones of the Goblin Town, played Clash by Moonlight. So shooting attacks get +1 to wound. So if he throws a goblin, he gets +1 to wound.
Doesn't it automatically miss? Because he hits on 6s with -1. Because he moves. I guess he stood still. Was he cheating?
I don't know.
Dirty cheat.
Well, no, not if you're within... It's only 6s. Why is it 6s? What?
Oh no, they don't get a -1 to hit in that scenario. What am I thinking of?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like a 40k scenario or something. Not bad.
Yep. That was a couple of years ago, mate.
Yeah, well back since I played 40k.
+1 to wound and throw in a goblin.
Yeah, it's disgusting in that scenario, isn't it? That scenario is so horrible. You run into Hobbits.
It's an interesting one.
You run like your defense 5 models into Hobbits. You pay. Imagine like what's an expensive defense 5 model? They're like a Fiefdom's army. The stones are wounding your 5s. You're like, oh no, that's not great.
Yeah.
They got Gollum in their army, didn't they? He wasn't there before.
He was.
Was he?
A couple of times.
I thought he was an ally. Yeah, maybe he was.
Yeah. That's why I had him for Sterling. They've taken up the mercenaries now.
Which is pretty decent.
Gollum also got nerfed, balanced. He is now 534.
He has 1, right? He got 2 before.
He always had 1.
Did he?
In this,
Is he always 101?
Yeah. The only difference with this profile is he's now 534 instead of 5, which is fair because when he was 5, no one could have higher 5 value than him.
He's never considered unarmed, ever.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a 2-handed axe.
Okay.
Beyond.
Beyond. I was like, what are you thinking that of? But yeah, because he has the ring, he's 510. The Balrog, if someone strikes up to 10, there'll be a high 5.
He's rubbish if your opponent's got a ring bearer.
Oh yeah.
He's terrible.
But what other ring bearers are you going to run into? Like,
Yes, Heroic March.
yeah, he had Heroic March.
It's like a weird one for him to have.
Yeah.
I think he should have
That's why I had
defense, right?
That's why I had the Goblin Mercenaries in a Goblin Town list rather than an Aztec Legion, because then they benefit from his march with my impossible allies.
Do you not march? I thought it was just stand fast. Is it heroics as well?
Heroics as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all of them. Fair enough. Well,
apart from that, there's not really anything Goblin Town.
pretty much. Grenad's only got strike.
Only.
Yeah, but not march.
It's pretty
as well.
crazy.
It's a good one. I think he should have defense. I don't think he should have march. But
What's he defense against?
it just seems like a more column. I mean, if Arwen has defense,
Oh, I was just broken.
I don't know. I don't see him marching often. The idea that he shouts
the hobbits through.
Yeah, but the idea that he shouts with me.
Yeah.
To a bunch of. I know it's the double to a bunch of goblins.
Let's go. Let's go hobbits.
I don't think he should be able to do that.
Everything else just the same for them.
Didn't these guys change?
The trolls are now fixed, so they have the correct special rules.
Names, right?
The names are now actually put to the special rules correctly. They are 450. I think there was a few points reductions as well.
250.
Is it 450?
To 400.
Is it 400? So 400 for all three.
15 for the campfire.
15 campfire, or if you got the pure force, you get it for free. And it's a banner.
No, it's not a banner. It's a. Oh yeah, it's an army bonus.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I thought you meant the
Yeah,
campfire.
for army
sorry.
bonus, you get it for free, and
I was reading this. I was like, it's not a banner. It's resistant to magic, +1 courage, and it's a banner for the army bonus.
Yes.
Maybe deployed as... Oh, that's something we didn't mention. The free trolls may be deployed as one warband if you wish. The champions of Erebor can be deployed as one warband.
However, you need all of them.
Are you sure that's how it is? It's so weird.
I'm not confident that's how it is, because...
Foreign and all 12 champions of Erebor may be deployed as one warband if you wish, as long as the warband contains no other models.
And all. Other way to say, and up to.
I don't know. I think we should be able to do it, as long as it's just them.
They can do it, the trolls can do it, and then the necromancer with the 9.
Yep.
However, you do have to have all of the models.
You have to have all the 9 too? Yeah. I don't know. I think you should be able to do it less than that.
The necromancer and all 9.
I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know if that's how it's intended, but that's how
it reads.
It's written.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it?
One final change. Smaug's got Instill Fear.
Right. On a 5.
On a 5 plus, yeah.
Sucks at casting spells.
Yeah. He's worse than the necromancer.
Yeah, he is actually. Only a little bit there. He has channel, strike, strength, and challenge. No defense for him.
Imagine if he wasn't a hero of legend. That'd be so fun.
If Sharky, if Worm is potentially a hero of legend, then he should definitely be one. But yeah, he doesn't get an army bonus because he's Smaug. Can he ally with anyone? I imagine he can convenient.
He might be convenient with a few. Definitely not historical.
Is he not? I guess he didn't really fight. It's not historical. They have so few historical allies.
Yeah, good get so many compared to evil.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Which in theory makes sense
like
from lore wise, but gameplay wise it could be a bit painful.
Yeah, it depends on the faction. Some of them don't really care about army bonuses.
Yeah.
It's everything, right?
There's
tired.
All the changes with Hobbit. I'm gonna quickly go to the toilet. Josh, you can talk about your favourite change in the Hobbit book.
I already talked about it, didn't I? I don't remember what it was. It was Frayne, wasn't it? You go, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're like Frayne the Broken.
Frayne the Broken. I'm going to take the book back then. Just going to do that. Frayne the Broken, I've always wanted to do it. Probably won't ever do it, but I've always wanted to do it. Foreign Company's cool. It's cool that they drop in points. It's a shame they don't have a rogue march. I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't really play many Hobbit armies. Castellans of Dol Guldur having a home's cool. I wish Sauron was better. Anyone in the chat, if they've got any changes that they liked. I like the White Council changes. I think they're a lot cooler. They're just generally better now. Thranduil's, it's nice to see Thranduil's halls being good, and it's cool for them to get Mirkwood Sentinels. Generally, I think Lake Town Guard are perhaps too good. Alfred Bleeding 12's pretty crazy. Raddy is super Raddy. Okay. Okay, cool. Raddy is super. I said if anyone in the chat has any things they like, I said Raddy is super Raddy.
I like it, Quinn.
I don't.
I like and I don't like Thranduil. Because I love Thranduil because I like elves. But yeah, Nature's and Aura's Mace is super good. I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be abusing it.
I won't.
But it's super good. I'm trying to think.
Does Warbatch change?
I don't think so.
It's such a weirdly worded rule. When a Warbat charges, the defense of the charge model and any models that subsequently counter-charge is reduced by 2 against the Warbat strength. Can you just go, it gets a +1 to wound when it charges, or it always counts swing arm for lance?
Does that affect your own guys?
No, because you can't charge.
It's counter.
It's charged and subsequently, and anyone that subsequently counter-charge.
I guess it's for shooting. If you shoot into the combat. They got less defense.
No, because it's against the Warbat strikes.
Oh, just the Warbat.
If it reduced the defense, then you could put a Warbat in with with bold and it's lower defense.
Yeah, surely, yeah.
It may as well just be +1 to wound or something like that.
Is it permanently? No, that's
permanently.
Yeah, I was just like
charged it 3 turns in a row. Dorian's defense free.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I don't know.
One thing that's quite funny. What about to movement 12? Like every other fly is like movement 3.
Fly is a special rule that gives you a 12-inch movement, which means if they don't fly, they move 3 inches most of the time.
What
that's
12? 6 inches through forests. So good. I'm trying to think. So Thranduil or Lake Town Guard.
You like that?
I like that. For ages I've wanted to do a Lake Town Guard.
I just said I thought they were too good.
It's 2 sides of the coin. James Braun has
Pure Lake Town sucks still.
probably yeah. James Braun has corrupted me and brought me over to the dark side.
I wanted to see
the master.
I wanted to see someone do it. I love the master, but
I've wanted to do
I
Lake
think
Town
it's
Guard
probably
for
too good.
ages.
Yeah, same.
I still need to playtest the 450 list because it is an expensive list.
Yeah, the army doesn't bring anything that hits hard. It's just chat.
Good Quinn. I love the ballista changes. Oh wait, yeah.
It did change, didn't it? It got a mic point in the new edition.
That's the new edition.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I was going to say, what are you most disappointed with?
I don't really mind. I mean, I know you're really bothered by them. I think they're too good, but I'm not like insanely disappointed. Most disappointed with.
Even if it was a change that you wish would have happened.
Which would have, or
yeah.
I'm disappointed that Cerdon left the White Council.
Yeah.
I'm painting up a White Council list, and I painted Cerdon up to go with it, and I can't take him anymore. I can ally him in historically, but he doesn't get the bonus to resist. I'm disappointed that Beyond the Bears are not. It's disappointing. It's actually really amusing. I can't. Honestly, there's probably a really obvious rule somewhere here.
I don't know because
I can't see it, but I'm guessing.
Because when you change, what is it? The only thing that changes is you adopt the appropriate profile. So I guess you could argue the war gear.
But then that doesn't have a 2-handed axe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he doesn't get an axe. So yeah, he would, but it doesn't state he's unarmed.
That's why you do the brutal power attack. Because he's unarmed, so that's the reason you do it, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
That's
probably something that was overlooked when.
I guess.
Writing the rules and stuff. But yeah, I guess that's it for all the Hobbit changes.
Does he keep his heroic actions? I'd assume so, but it doesn't say. It just says might, will, fate, and wounds. I think he should.
I think he should, but I think no.
No, right now.
Because
the Beyond the Bear is probably worse than Beyond the Man.
Because he changed his profile, and the profile includes special rules. And
yeah.
Stuff, heroic actions and war gear would be under there. So
is he better then? Because I keep knocking the chair that the computer's not. Is he better then because he has heroic actions and he hasn't a weapon?
It's probably better. It's still not good.
Because he's effective strength 7 with a burly 200 axe, whereas he's effective strength 6 because he's unarmed.
Yeah.
So he does go to fight 8 and defense 8, but
it's still not great.
He's worse.
Right?
The bear That's
is
my point.
Oh yeah. So the bear is worse than the form, in theory.
But it says no heroic. Yeah, that's funny.
Right,
He says heroic action.
Yeah.
There's some weird ones,
but no. But aside from
Beyond, yeah, I said disappointed in Cerdon. Kind of makes me sad. Arwen's fine, but yeah, Cerdon bums me out.
Not being in the White Council yet.
Yeah.
Overall thoughts?
I think it's mostly fair.
I
think some things were overlooked because they weren't as played as frequently, to be honest. So, yeah, bits and bobs. But no, I think it's mostly fair. I like Saruman.
I think I'm happy with everything except Nine Hills.
Maybe.
Like the other two big
Forest
things.
Company not having March sucks.
Yeah. I'm not too bothered about because I
don't
don't care about hero armies. Thranduil and Radagast are pretty strong. Maybe they should be toned down a bit, but
Thranduil will probably be fine.
I think overall Thranduil's going to be fine.
I just don't like Aura of Dismay personally.
That's not really their profile.
No, it's the spell. You only ever use the spell to make things cause terror that shouldn't cause terror. It's not like you're making your all-hero force, Boromir and Aragorn, cause terror, which is a weird force in general. You're making your Lake Town Guard cause terror like earlier. Yeah, Dale's Banner, of course. That's the real winner. The real winner of this edition.
Quinn always shouting Banner all the time. Banner!
He's going to play a Dale army now that he's got one. Are we not finished?
No, we've got some...
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll be finished with the Hobbit stuff unless you've got anything else to add.
No, most of it stayed the same. So.
Yeah, I guess one thing, are you going to be picking up any Hobbit armies? Or are you going to... Because you're working on your Candle plan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing Candice right now, even though they don't sell them.
Because uni, you're not really taking too much, are you?
Yeah, I would consider doing mercenaries, like that mercenary army. I talked about, I think it got worse in the new edition, but because elves got so much better, but I talked about doing like Azog, 4 ogres and 3 warbands of mercenaries, and then a couple bats, it's like 800, and then the mercenaries just essentially deny breaking and come in where they help and they're a pain, and then you've got 4 ogres and Azog that are a real pain to deal with. But now elves got a lot better, which makes ogres worse, and then it makes Azog worse. Yeah. And elves will have elven blades now. I'm not sure it really works anymore. So probably, I already have bits and bobs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'll grab White Council stuff. I already have a lot of White Council stuff, so that's cool. I'm glad they're out.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, to be honest. I'm not as interested in the Hobbit stuff. So.
I don't know.
Maybe
Late Town Guard, depending on how the practice games go with proxies.
Mm-hmm.
If not, Radagast is the only thing that I'm picking up.
Sure.
Maybe for 700 points, but for...
I was tempted to look at Mirkwood Rangers, but I don't think I can be bothered.
That's another... Well, I've already got Mirkwood Rangers, but that was one of the things I wanted to test for the Cardiff 450 points.
Yeah, see if they work at that well.
Want to try that out.
I think it's awkward for them because you get Legolas a full warband, you've got a chunk of points left. And then you can get Tauriel, but not really anything else.
I think it was like the Legolas Tauriel 14 and then 2 cav. It's 450.
Would it be worth dropping a cav for a Sentinel?
I like the cav for the objectives and stuff, and also Cardiff's got secret missions.
Yeah, true.
Secret missions generally need like
mobility.
Mobility is nice for them.
Okay. But yeah, just bits and bobs. I don't think we're as interested. A lot of it didn't change. So.
Yeah, and also I am also working on the Herd trying to.
But yeah, we got both you and I have got Lord of the Rings projects going. So there's that.
So not much going to be. Well, we're not going to be changing much with the Hobbit stuff. Obviously, what we play against is going to be a bit different.
Different, yeah. Well, or unhappily so for you, not different.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same.
Yeah.
What were the questions that people asked us?
So we had four questions asked. Obviously, if anyone in the chat has some more questions you want to ask us about the SBG hobby or anything like that, for sure. So yes.
Why are a lot of tournaments having a lower points value sub 600? I don't know.
I don't know if it's a lot. Is it?
It's a few.
Because Matt's doing it for Cardiff. Matt's always done lower points though.
Yeah. What's it called? Last year's Stockport was like 500, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was this year's Stockport?
It was this year's, I mean. Yeah, it's not this year's. I'm thinking, because the last UEHL event's going, I'm thinking my mind's on the next year's one. I'm trying to think. There's been a few. I personally I don't think
it should go lower than 600. Personally.
No, I'm not a huge fan of lower than 600. The lower points you go, the matchups become more matchup based. And sure, you can pull off more. If you do something impressive, it's more impactful.
Yeah.
Like if you snipe a hero, then it's a much bigger deal. But so you can run into Sauron and 10 orcs one game, and then 80 ruffians the next.
Yeah.
And it's when you've got higher points, you can build in options to deal with everything.
Yes.
Whereas at those low points, I don't think you can get everything in. Really. Mm-hmm. So it becomes very difficult to. I prefer bigger points because you get everything. I think it's more rewarding for good play. And there's less upsets. But
I think the only thing that I like about 450, which is kind of weird, is how you can use might to kill. Because in big points, you don't use might to kill unless it's a leader. Whereas in
breaking
points,
force is a big deal.
It's used. It's a bit of a weird thing to like. Though.
It'll be interesting to see if all hero lists become good, because just breaking your opponent's so good. I was considering doing some. There's like Aragorn, King Elisar, Phaedra and Aemir is 450, and then you got the free mic point every turn, 6-inch banner, 4 dice on the charge.
With March as well.
Yeah, you get your March, you're getting it's just, and then Aragorn's rolling 5 dice on the charge. Everyone's rolling 5 dice on the charge to win. They're all probably killing everyone they charge into. They all call her out combat. You probably break a bunch of armies just on turn 1.
That's true, yeah.
But I probably won't play it because I just don't feel like it. But no, I'm not a huge fan. I don't think it's loads. I think you'll see a trend towards higher points because of how many big heroes everyone's taking now. I don't know if 1,000 will be the new standard, but I think you'll see more 800 than 700. You don't like 1,000?
No, my preferred is 600 to 800.
Really? I like 800 to 1,000.
I don't like going higher or lower than those, really. I think one of the benefits to lower is ease of access for new players.
Yeah, sure.
Which is one thing.
The thing is, though, that you're looking now at one warband costing you 400 points. If you're Durin and 18 Halfguard, it's 400. You go Galadriel and 18 Elves, it's 400. And then if you want to drop in like Saruman into your list, he's not really entering my list now until I hit 1,000.
Yeah.
Because I can't fit him in, really. I don't know. I think you'll see a trend towards larger points values. It's opening with 450s really, really interesting. Yeah. You might see people trending towards cavalry armies because they let you get away with fewer numbers because your men are worth more than their points.
Especially Wargriders.
Wargriders are really points effective. Rivendell Knights are expensive, but you can make them work.
Yeah. Harad Cavalry.
Harad Cavalry are good. Rohan are strong. I'm trying out Canned, so we'll see. I'm not certain, but I think you'll see a trend upwards in points. I'd like 800. I like 1,000 personally.
Let's see. Question from Quinn. Thoughts on how to escalate the 600 point Harad list? Sword, horse, 8 bows, 9 second guard.
9 bows, 9 second guard.
9 bows, 9 second guard. Chariot horse with 7 bows, 8 second guard. Shadow London horse.
To what? 7, 8?
That's
1,000.
So yeah, is that? I assume that's a 600 point list, and then if you want to go higher,
Fell Beasts. Oh, they're not as good. You like wargs?
Put wargs in the Shadow Lords warband. Consider getting some cavalry.
Can the Betrayer strike?
No.
No, it's only Khmor, right? And the Witch King.
Come on, Witch King.
It's worth putting them on Fell Beast if they can't strike.
No. Yeah, I think horses are fine. If you are going up, personally, I put some Wargriders in, maybe some cavalry in the...
I'd be tempted to throw the Shadow on a Fell Beast. If he's not your leader... Sorry?
The bigger bubble.
The bigger bubble, and then he's just... You don't really need double caster anymore.
Yeah. To
be honest. You're probably overloading it.
Isn't the Betrayer really bad at casting?
He's a bit worse. I think he's got a worse Immobilize, or he used to have a worse Immobilize. I don't know if he still does. I'd probably toss one of the Wraiths on a Fell Beast just to gun around. He can still hurl. They still kill models. They're still good. I mean, obviously elves are for matchup, but I still think
more warriors to the warbands.
Yeah, pad warbands.
Slow down.
Probably you'd just be filling out the Shadow Lords warband with stuff, wouldn't it? You could just drop in a chief if you wanted to go more Harad.
Yeah,
they're really cheap. If you were to take it to 800, you could go put the Shadow Lord on a Fell Beast, drop in a chief, and then put another warband in. Or put the Shadow Lord on a Fell Beast and fill his warband out with Wargriders.
Wargriders, Morannons, some Blackguard.
You probably have points left.
Yeah.
No, actually, drop in a chieftain on chariots and 4 chariots. There you go.
Candish.
Yeah, maybe. Lose your army bonus, but you get chariots.
Yeah.
There's a number of things you could do. I think if you're going on foot, you probably want more models.
Yeah. So yeah, the chief with another warband probably.
Yeah, probably the first thing. I like a Fell Beast. Just to sling into heroes. Yeah. They might roll badly, they might die. Sling hurl down lines. Snipe warriors off that are sitting on objectives. I still think they're good. Yeah, that's what I do. Did we have any questions from Facebook?
Golden King.
I don't think he's... Maybe...
You could consider the Golden King, but he's expensive.
Yeah, he's a lot of points.
That's 4 very expensive heroes.
He doesn't have strike. Yeah, I think you're going to go the Golden King. You drop something... I think you can do it on 1,000. Yeah. He's really good at 1,000 because everyone's got a big hero at 1,000 and he just makes them run away as soon as they break.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's padding... I'd be too afraid that the army just die around these big heroes. They'd have to be going overtime, and I think if you're not running them on fell beasts, they're probably not going to be doing overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I do think you're right. It'd be hard to squeeze them
in. So from Facebook, we got to start with 2 off Leon, who gave us the list.
Yeah, for the European tournament.
So his first question was about 700 point list with Radagast in it, with an actual army, so not eagles and stuff, as competitive as possible.
Are you giving me a chance to write this?
You can think about it now if you want. Just say it. You don't have to do the exact thing. But these are 2 that I've been considering. So Radagast on horse with Sebastian. You then get Grunwald and Eowyn. Eowyn's got armor and shield. 13 Helmingers and 2 Outriders. You then take Galadriel with 11 Wood Elf Spears, 2 Godwin Court, and then Galadriel Banner. 33 models at 700 points. Strength 4, front line 5/5, back line. As much as I was hyped over Helmingers in the last edition, part of it was troll.
Yeah.
This edition, I don't actually think it's as troll. I think it's actually pretty good. Legit, I think Helmingers are not crazy strong, but I think they're good now. 8 points model for a strength 4 model with an axe. Especially because you don't have to pay for the axe.
Better than Candish Warriors.
Exactly.
I know, they're only fit 3, aren't they?
Yeah.
They only work with the Wood Elves. If you get a binding light in.
They have to go behind. I have looked at doing Círdan in the list, but it comes out with really
awkward points.
If you take Círdan instead of Galadriel, you basically get you can put in Rumil, 3 Galadriel Court and 2 Galadriel to make it 700 for the same points. It's a bit iffy. And then the other consideration I had was Radagast. You take Dory with 12 Iron Hills, no spears. Galadriel with 13 Wood Elves with spear. You got the 6 bows, I think there's. 2 Galadriel Court and then Galadriel with a banner.
Seems reasonable.
32 models. I think Radagast definitely at 700. I think should be with an elite army rather than.
Yeah, you don't want to hoard out. I think you've got Aura of Dismay, Nature's Wrath, so there's no point in hoarding out.
Yeah.
Quinn said Morgul Knights maybe for his. I'll jump back to that in a sec.
Yeah,
we'll do the Radagast one. I mean, this is just at a moment's sort of thought, but I was thinking, what's it called? Radagast on foot or on a horse, potentially without Sebastian to save points, but because I probably wouldn't be slinging in making the leader. Denethor would have to be the leader. Whatever, toss him on a horse then. Denethor and Madril with Radagast. They lead 27 Guard of the Fountain Court. I think Defense 7 you don't need Blinding Light. I was going to do Círdan originally, but I'm not sure it's necessary. So you could do them. Alternative, and then drop in Guahir or Jeweler Hero.
Eagle.
Yeah, alternatively you could do Radagast as the leader again, and then do Madril Boromir with the banner, which is 350, 400-ish, and then 27 Guard of the Fountain Court with Shield, which is roughly 700. Then you've got Boromir, who's not your leader, but he is your banner, so you're splitting the VPs up. You've got Nature's Wrath, you've got Fight 5, Defense 7 block. You've got your Brawler inside Boromir. It doesn't go through models. So, but yeah, I think you're along the right lines. It's trying to fit in half for the list. You can do Durin, Radagast, 310. It's not going to happen, is it? You could do a small army. You could do Durin, Círdan, Radagast. You need Círdan? Durin, Arwen, Radagast, 12-12. Which is small for 700, but I don't know.
Could go all out and take them with Bodo Nice.
You really think he's worth it? That army?
Oh, when Elrond down Radagast.
Oh, you could, yeah.
Just mass.
I don't know. I think Lords of the West are better in that list. About Quinton Morgul. I think Morgul Knights aren't bad actually in that list. I just don't know if you want a huge amount of them.
What is it? They reduced to 18 points now. So they dropped by 2 points with the exact same profile.
You're just saturating your army with stuff that isn't Harad bows, I think, and you kind of want to overload on them in that point, are you? That's why I personally don't rate a huge amount of war credits. I think a few 4 or 5 is fine. Yeah. I think the same is true for them. 3 or 4, 4 or 5 is okay. But I definitely just pad it with more models. Because you've got, what, 18, 15, you got 33. If you go into 7 or 800, 33 warriors is pretty low.
You want about 35. 36.
Well, I mean, he's going to pad it out with Morgan Lights, but I think if you go into Defense 4, you want 40 to 50. Defense 4 models. I mean, sure, the Shadow Lord helps, but they're still going to go down in combat, and they're not 2 attack watchers like they used to be. They do lose fights now and die.
Yeah.
So I'd pad it to between 40 and 50. But I think you definitely make Morgan Lights work. I still think they're good. But yeah, for that, I mean, if you had to match up a Radagast list into that, what would you favour? Let's say your Radagast list into Quinn's 600 with 100 points more. I'd like to say Morgan Lights. Probably yours.
Yeah.
You have Blinding Light in it, don't you?
Blinding Light.
He has double Wraith to resist Radagast though, and Sap as well, even though Sap builds a lot worse. I reckon if one of them was on a Fell Beast, they'd animal.
Well, what's a good Galadriel?
They'd monster Galadriel there. She loses one fight, she's done. Play 6 and around.
If they get to her, sweet.
No, I just think padding more models. So yeah, Radagast lists are built around elite models, I guess.
Yeah.
Blinding Lights, the obvious choices are Elves with Blinding Light as a back rank.
Yeah, unless you don't.
Do you think you could do 700 Radagast, Lake Town, Guard is what? 500?
Lake Town Guard.
With the free warbands in Lake Town Guard is about 500.
What was it? 450 was 30 warriors.
With Serdan?
No, 39 with Serdan.
39 is 450.
Yeah.
So if you drop Radagast...
you put Radagast in instead, I think it goes down to like 30 warriors instead of 39.
Yeah, but let's say 700. You drop Radagast into your 450 list, you get 600. You got 100 points left. You could fill Serdan's warband with that 100 points, roughly. So you go like 700, you go Radagast, Serdan, Master Braga, Alfred, roughly 35-ish late tanks. You probably have to drop her in then 12 high elves, Spears and Shield forward bow. I think that'd be pretty good.
Similar to what James brought to now. Instead of Radagast, he had a Haldir warband.
Yeah. Whether more levels away.
Because he got the Goblin Podge Core as well.
Do I drop the Shadow Lord for more stuff? It's really awkward.
It's an iffy one.
It's
I
like
personally
if you
drop the Betrayer before the Shadow Lord.
it's fine to drop him unless you draw a matchup that has equivalent bows with Blinding Light. So I think if you're going red on red, it's okay.
All the same amount of bows, just because.
Yeah, but it's not too bad because you can trade with them with poison and everything. I think you'll be okay. But red on blue now, everyone's going to take Serdan, and because he's so good for his points. And you're going to be running into like 8 to 12 elf bows or 12 to 16 man just normal bows.
Yeah,
I think you'll struggle with that Shadow Lord. I think it's an option to drop him out, but then I think maybe the all cap's worth it. Ballista is scary, but I don't think the Shadow Lord helps against it. Does it really? Because you've got to clump. This is my thing. You've got to clump up whenever you go against the Ballista. Yeah. If you're under the Shadow Lord, and if you worms through one shot.
If the Ballista gets to 6, or rolls a 1 to reroll to a 6, or rolls a 5 and mites it up.
Or a 1 to a 5 mites it up.
Yeah.
Even if it scatters, it's still hitting a chunk of your dudes.
So like when I played Harry, Parkiller Sterling with his 3 trebuchets, my entire army was like within the Shadow Lord bubble. It's like one of those here, I'd lost. This is Hutchbox and Orcs with Spears.
The only thing it does do with the Ballista, because the Ballista's 3-inch can't shoot thing only applies when it hits. It means that if he keeps missing you because you're under the Pall of Darkness, then
you can shoot back.
You can shoot back, whereas you wouldn't if you didn't have it.
Yes, yeah.
But I think the Shadow Lord's probably worth it. I think once you go beyond 650, he definitely comes in. Yeah. I don't know if I'd take him at 600. I think it may just be worth hoarding out at 600. But I think as soon as you go past that, you probably want him in. Any other questions? There were a couple more.
Yeah, so another question from Leon was, in general, do you think that good armies are better than evil armies? I think in general, the answer is yes, because good have access to things like Serdan, Radagast, Arwen. I think there's things in good which are strong, which evil doesn't really have answers to or access to.
Yeah,
but I think evil's funner.
It's two different questions. There's two different ways to look at this question. Really, it's like, is the average good profile better than the average evil profile? So if you like amalgamated, if you gave every profile a rating out of 10, and you amalgamated them all together, would the good average rating be higher than the evil one? I think probably yes. Yeah. I think good elves are so cost effective now that pretty much every elf profile would be up there.
Except for the hobbits.
But then hobbits are weak, but I think they're still playable. But
they're still playable.
But the different question is, do I think the strongest good list is better than the strongest evil list?
Maybe
not sure. It depends on the points value. I think at the very highest points level, when evil can get in the Balrogs, the dragons, maybe not dragons, but Saurons, stuff like that, good still really struggles to deal with those. They don't have great answers in a lot of scenarios.
That's the thing of like.
I also think just Horde evil is still better than Horde good.
Yeah.
And I think Horde's a really good strategy at tournaments, as frustrating as I find it to play.
Just now.
Yeah, but you should put in a shaman. For your Moran and Orc Horde with Gothmogs, I think is really good. I think it's super underrated. I think good's probably a bit stronger than evil right now, but I think that people are.
They've got bigger, like stronger tools as well, like Dane, Boromir, Gil-galad.
But good's that sounds strange now, but a lot of the good armies now feel a lot more brute force, whereas evil armies you can do the brute force thing with Gothmog and Moran and Orcs, but
I think
you're looking at bat swarms, you're looking at Candice chariots, you're looking at fell beasts. I think they're still all good. Yeah. I think they're still all they all do their things. The Witch King's really strong.
I think they've also got funner things like chariots, camels, and
you look like you were having a blast playing those chariots earlier.
It's it's just more interesting things than just sitting there shooting or running each other and hitting stuff in evil. I find. Yeah,
they have a few more things they can do. Good has more big heroes. Big heroes are very good right now. So.
Yeah, I think to answer the question, in general, I think good is better.
Good's stronger.
Is it an issue with the game? I don't think that. If you're going to complain about something, I don't think that's what you're going to be complaining about.
Some people said that is it going to be who's good army, like in the Good v Evil tournament? Someone asked, I can't remember who it was. Maybe James Braun. It's like, is it going to be Ryan? I can't remember. Is it going to be who loses less games with their evil? And I don't know if the discrepancy is that big. I think you're overplaying how big the discrepancy is. I think it's still going to be. I think evil can still very comfortably take games off good.
I still think I know I've been talking to Dale once again about the Cardiff event. Originally we were going to take both a good and evil force, tailor them, but we just can't come up with evil forces at 450 that can beat
match good
like
forces.
Serdan and ballistas and things like that. I think 450 is a struggle.
Yeah, look, the higher the points go, the better it gets for evil. I think is probably definitely.
Because good's got some really cost-effective heroes.
Yeah, and it goes from Aragorn to Aragorn and Boromir, whatever really. I'm much more scared of Aragorn at 450 than I am of Aragorn and Boromir at 1,000. Whereas the Balrog at 450, it's kind of a pain to kill, but there's some scenarios it just loses. Whereas the Balrog at 1,000, you get enough troops around it that it's still out. So yeah, I think evil will get better at higher points. But yeah, I do think generally good are better. I mean, the elves are very good right now. Yeah. I think the Iron Hills are pretty good. I mean, but good's always been like that though. They've had access to elves and dwarves, which has always been the go-to.
One thing that evil used to have was berserkers. The berserker list for Isengard used to be a strong one. Reavers used to be strong, but those got nerfed.
The biggest thing is Fell Beasts.
Fell Beasts got
pretty much every competitive evil list ran either Saruman for Urkers or 1 to 2 Fell Beasts, and they've had them stripped away without having really anything made up for it. Not stripped away, but
wasn't it now? Good. You have a look at like Herad's been buffed. Hunter Ox is still strong. Moran and Armies are good. Mori's still cool stuff.
Good. Candice chariots exist.
Yeah, chariots are strong. Like you've still got like the mid tier things like Angmar's still a cool.
Yeah, shades are still a thing. People, if you want to compete, bring shades.
Yeah, shades are still alright.
It's still fine. Even if you break your impossible allies, who cares if your shade's not moving as part of your
Sharky's Rogues.
Sharky's Rogues. You'd imagine if you could take
shade of Sharky's Rogues.
450 you could bring Shark. You can't because of the army bonus, but I thought you could. You could do like Sharky and Worm, a Shade, and like 45 ruffians. That'd be insane. He's so good. But
no, please no. Yeah.
Good's generally better, but I don't think evil's as bad as some people have made it out to be. I think they definitely have toys.
So the next one, we're not going to answer this
quite.
This is the master one. So Mikolaj asked us to rank the 16 players and how we think they're going to do. So there's two reasons we're not going to rank this. One, it's slightly unfair, because we're basically saying, oh, we think these players are better than you.
It's a bit rude.
Great.
Right.
It is a bit rude. And also, not all the players. If all the players had gone to 20 events, it may be a bit fairer. But some of the players which are lower down in the rankings, I think, are better than people who are above them.
Sure.
But we don't really want to state that. And also, it's a best of one knockout bracket.
Anything can talk about that. Happen. The biggest reason for me that I didn't really want to do it is I haven't played everyone there. Yeah, I've played Matthew Wielding once. I've played Jade twice. I've played Ed 4 or 5 times. But there are some players on the list that I've either never played or only played once.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't really rank them.
No.
And I'm trying to think. I've played Anuj, but the last time I played Anuj was a while back, I think. I may have played, I think it was a while back. So it's like, it's hard for me to rank Anuj if he's gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't play with them frequently enough to do it fairly. So.
It's like one thing, we don't know what list they're taking.
Yeah, true.
One thing, when I've spoken to Jay said that for every tournament he's going to try and take historical allies.
Yeah, so...
And it's like, that's going to affect his performance.
Normally we'd count Jay in the top 2, but if he's going to play some just trash tier list, maybe he's... Yeah, if it's a power ranking of player skill, it'd stay the same, but if it's where we think they're going to do, we don't know.
And also, like, because it's random matchups.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that, though? About the format? Because we could talk... Well, the random matchups... single elimination. We could just talk about that generally.
Oh, right. Rather think of it.
Yeah. Like
for the Masters tournament,
I'm personally... It's not that I'm not a huge fan, but
random draws is so hard to do, because what I was about to say is matchups. So, say you've got say Ed takes his River Knights. That's what he's been taking to events. Imagine if he runs into someone who's got like the new Radagast and he's got Cerdan, he's got things, and it's just like, you come towards me, okay, I've got blinding lights, you can't come at me, Ed. I'll shoot you because you don't have blinding light. And then he does get towards you and just knock them all down. It's like,
it's not even...
And then scenario as well.
The scenario really is the bigger deal for me. Like, if you're playing some... it depends on the points. Do you know how many points it is?
I'm not sure.
But if it's a lower points value, there's some scenarios you just can't win with your army. I don't think it's possible to build an army that can win against every force in every scenario. It's just not doable. Let's say someone just cheeses you and goes, "Screw it, I'll just bring, it's 400 points, I'll just bring Sarog, or I'll just bring the Balrog," and then they roll Contest of Champions and you're like, oh. Or like the Balrog walks on and digs up the prize and it's like, well, I can't win this anymore. Yeah, it's too... And single elimination, it's a dice game. People can outplay their opponent and drop games. Mm-hmm. People can just draw poor matchups. And it's difficult. Like, there's no other way to do it. Eventually you're going to have to play a tournament where if you drop a game because you're unlucky, you're out and running. But yeah, single elimination.
It's
I don't think
hard for a tabletop game that takes between an hour and 2 hours to play to do knockout correctly.
Yeah.
Because the best way to do knockout would be like best of 3, best of 5 games. That's going to take an entire week to do.
Yeah,
tournament.
You literally draw a player and you go, well, I'm just going to play you today.
Yeah,
that's what and you have to schedule for the potential that you go to 3 or 5.
Yeah.
So let's say you did a best of 5, which you wouldn't do, but let's say you do a best of 5. You schedule 5 500-point games in a day against the same person. Some people are done by game 3.
Yeah.
And then they've got nothing to do. So it is really hard to format.
Maybe if you did you play 6 games, or you play all of the games, but it's complete random draws,
mm-hmm.
and then you see who did the best overall.
Or you could do it. Team tournaments have been a good way of doing it because there's more games going
to Masters though.
Yeah, but there's more games going on, so it boils that. Essentially, you want more games because they drown out you're rolling more dice, so they drown out those odds of just getting unlucky. You could do a smaller Masters. So you could do maybe 8 to 10 people at a Masters, and then over a weekend everyone plays everyone else once, or even just once, and then you average it out. Mm-hmm. I think that would be better. It's cool to have one But I think you and I both think it's going to be decided quite a lot just randomly, as most tournaments are.
I'm intrigued to see how it goes. I've asked Will to let me know like how it's going during the day and things, and obviously Calman's going. So Calman's one of the Chester guys, so we'll be able to talk to him about it. I'm sure people will post on the page about it and stuff, and I'm intrigued. I like the idea of it because it actually proves the top players. Because although the GBH does really well, but I don't think many people can argue that Ed and Jay aren't the top 2 players in the league.
You don't think many people could say that they aren't?
They aren't. Yeah. I think for 3rd to 16th, I could definitely be debated. Top 10 could be debated.
Yeah. The other thing is that
it actually solidifies that kind of thing, rather than having like an event like. Sterling was a relatively competitive event, but a lot of the players weren't competing.
It's nice to be able to only go to a few tournaments, get top 16 by being a good player, and then maybe not be able to attend the rest, have the rest, and still have the potential to win a Masters event.
Yeah, to show that you are that you do have skill.
Yeah.
But obviously the formatting
means that you could. I could show up to that event, get 4 good matchups, 4 wins, win the Masters, and I'm definitely not the best player in the GBH. It's basically, but that's unavoidable. Is basically what we're saying. But it's trying to iron out those things. So we both think it's a great idea, but it needs a bit of work.
It's a great idea, but I think as we go, over the next few years, if Will and Matt keep on doing it, or if Alistair wants to keep it in the GBHL, I think it's going to definitely accelerate.
Yeah, it's being run alongside another tournament. It's limited to 1 day, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's done. Which
does further restrict what you can do.
Yeah, I think if it had been 2 days, it might have been slightly better, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, they have a good time.
Best of luck.
I think even Barney's going.
Yeah, he's definitely top 60 year old.
When is their event? It's the opener,
isn't it? It's the opener, yeah. It's the first 2 weeks of January.
We could even see about chatting to him about it I guess now. We may chat, depending on when we do the next stream. You maybe have to talk about it, basically. That's what I'm saying. Sure. Okay. But that's if we can fill in.
Any other questions?
That's enough about. Well, that's it about the Masters. The last question, I can't remember the name, so I apologise. But he was asking about how we approach list building for different points limits. We had a quick chat about this before, and it's we don't really think too much about it because we're so used to it. I think it's fair to say.
You kind of get an idea, don't you?
So it's I guess one thing is, if you're playing more than 600 points, in my eyes, you have to have a banner. You don't put heroes over 160 points in lists that are less than 700, maybe.
Yeah, I do.
Unless they can lead a big unit, a big warband.
You can come up with these generals. I don't know about you, but most of the time, I get an idea for something that I think might work based on the points.
Yeah.
So the Aragorn one, I was 450. All heroes sounds good, and then I was like, who's good in an all hero force? Well, Aragorn King's really good.
Yeah.
Because you can't get a banner in an all hero force really anyway, without Halbrand or someone. So I was like, well, he gives you the banner reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, who can I take alongside him? A Rohan's historical, so they get their army bonus. Vader and Nail, that works. So it tends to just come down to an idea of Candish forces I've built, where I've gone how do I build a war? What do I want as the core? And then I tend to refine it and flex things and pick away at it. So
that's the main thing. If you write a list, have a look at other lists you've written or you've seen people play for that points. Think about how well you think it'll do for certain scenarios.
Just try it as well.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to lock down. I know. It's either I think Dave Clubley and World Champion. They basically take the points divided by 20. That's how many warriors they want. Minimum.
Yeah, it varies so much. If you're going for a standardised battle line list, that holds true. I think you very rarely want to deviate from that too much.
But say if you're taking Goblin Town and you've got 35 models at 700 points, you're doing something wrong.
Yes, incredible, really. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
4 Goblin Kings to do that. Even then, you'd have 44 goblins. 5 Goblin Kings.
Yeah.
Could you do if you had 30? You could just do an army of pure Goblin Town captains, and maybe that'd be less. I guess that's the only way,
right? But yeah, so
sorry.
Obviously, it depends on the army and stuff. Yeah.
Rivendell Knights, obviously, you're not going to get that many.
All heroes going to be upper now.
It varies list to list.
There's certain heroes which I don't run at lower points, but
Yeah, so if you're built...
Like, I don't generally run a wizard at lower than 600. The one exception is this Radicast 450 list with Lake Town that I've considered.
I'm guessing there was no point when you came up with that, well, I want to do Lake Town Guard. And then at no point in your mind did you think maybe I can fit Aragorn in. No, because you know there's certain things you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the best way is to just come up with an idea for an army, something that you kind of want to do, even if it's just as simple as I want to play Easterlings, and then go, I'll pick him, fill out warriors, do a standard list, play some games with it, and see how it does, because that's the best way. Or if you get a really weird idea, go all in, and then see how much you have to pull it back to the normal stage. Like, maybe you want to do a king and 12 chariots.
Like my family does when that was first thing. Like, that was just completely random thing. I was just like, Josh, we got this. I got this idea. But yeah,
just try it. I don't think anyone's got a particular way of doing it.
Or if there are a look at what people are running.
Yeah, that's something else that I love it when people post up pictures of tournament armies.
Because
I like to flick through the emblems and go, that looks cool, and try and rate a list along those lines.
For League Finale, I put up a Google Drive link to all the lists.
That was
so you can have a look at any of the lists that we used. They're even named as well, so you can have a look at the standings, see
which ones to block.
It's like, James Broadkin second, so let's have a look at this list. Oh my god, Lake Town, that's such a good idea. It's like, that's how I came up with that idea.
Whereas if you pull up, say, a list that's got the Balrog at 650, wasn't it? Alongside a drum, and go, does that work? Michael placed last with that list. I think the general agreement was that there were too many points loaded into those big models.
Mm-hmm.
So you do just get a general idea by looking at other people's lists, and that's a really useful way, looking at what other people would take at that point value, and then imagining how it'd go.
One thing that it's slightly harsh, but I wouldn't post that many list questions on the GBHL page because you're not gonna get the best responses to them. Some people will respond, but a lot of honestly, a lot of the better players don't want to be answering list questions all the time. The best way to try out a list is to actually try it.
Yeah.
Get to a local club, proxy some things, just like we've been playing a few games today. Dan's entire army's proxied.
Yeah. The type of question as well suits a different environment. So Quinn asked us in the Twitch chat, as we're streaming on Twitch, what do I do to add to this army? And then we said, we think it's this. And then he said, what about this? And that's how that should kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of players like to just do a one and done comment on the GBHL because it's such a big group.
Yeah.
So saying, how can I make this army bigger? There's loads of different ways you can make it bigger.
What should I do for an Easterland army?
It's so general.
There's so much to do.
You can say, people, they can give you general ideas, but the best way is to just do your own thing and get good at it, to be honest. So, some people, maybe 6 Rivendell Knights in this list is better than 12 normal elves. Yeah. But if you can't play cavalry and you can't play Rivendell Knights, then you're better off taking 12 elves.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of some lists just won't work for you. I know for a while in the old edition, you and me never ran Felbeasts because we were so used to using wizards.
Yeah.
We tried using Felbeasts and I don't know what to do. What do I do? And then you play someone Dan uses Felbeasts quite a bit and Eagles, so he'd know about the hurling and
know
when to do and stuff. And we're like, you could do that. Oh, genius.
And it's the same. People have tried to run Ed's Felbeasts. Classic people have tried to run it even in the old rules and couldn't do it. And then Ed ran them at the first tournament in the new rules and still won with them. It's mostly just player skill.
Ripping last year.
It's about making a force playable,
yeah,
and then getting good with it for the most part. Because the player base is so small that you can get to the top just by playing well. You don't necessarily have to have a really, really super good list. But it does help. But just do what you can. Come up with an idea and slowly refine it.
Yeah. That was all the questions from the Facebook. So I guess unless anyone's got anything else in the stream that they want to ask.
I'm not going to table for the chair again.
Just trying my high-tech setup.
Real high-tech.
Laptop on a chair with a webcam stuck over the laptop's webcam.
That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. If no one else has any questions, so
wrapping up.
Yeah, the next stream will be. The next stream will probably be the one with Barney. So we'll be talking about the league finale and the 2018 year as a whole, and then a bit about next year's league. I think you'll find I won the first. That is very true. Quinn won the first event after the new edition came out.
Or was it the 100
because it was the one at Stockport that was on the same day that it was released.
Was it with the old rules or?
No, it was new rules.
New rules. Was it an 80 pointer? I think the first 100 pointer.
I think it was 80 points.
Because I'm pretty sure I won the first 100 pointer with Fell Beast, and everyone was like, classic.
I think so, Quinn. Correct us if we're wrong. But I think
I'm sorry, Quinn.
Yeah, we do apologise.
I'm pretty sure you didn't win the first 100 points because people were joking about it. But,
yeah, so the next game will be about the league finale and the year as a whole. The one after that, I guess, will probably be about Ripon.
We can either do it about Ripon or you can wait 2 weeks to do it about Cardiff.
Yeah, because we're both going Cardiff.
Well, I don't have a ticket yet. On the first on the reserves list.
Oh, it was off the grid. Okay.
Off the grid. Who needs the G? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Down with the GVHL.
Was Ireland? Was Ireland before?
I don't think so. I think that was before the new rules.
No, that was new rules.
I don't know though. I'm not sure. But we might do Cardiff. If you've got a ticket to Cardiff, please stop going so I can get a ticket. Please, I'm first on the reserves list. No. But hopefully someone will drop out. They normally do. I might come along anyway because someone inevitably doesn't show up on the day. Someone doesn't. So
yeah. And then I haven't really got anything.
No.
Apart from
we'll figure stuff out.
Yeah, we'll probably keep on doing more tournament reviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be going down well. Obviously, if
give us some focus.
If there's any like big topics that people want to chat about, we'll probably put together like episodes answering a bunch of questions.
It'd be cool to get guests on as well. We had Barney on, and that was always interesting.
Yeah, good to get some more guests. Yeah,
talk about different things.
Maybe even if people want to submit army lists, obviously we've said about the
we'll look at army
issue,
lists.
but it's probably easier if you're in chat and then we're chatting about it.
Yeah,
we can bounce ideas off each other.
And the other thing is that we can just I like chatting about lists. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people in the GBHL give you very general advice, even when they if you want to hear us talk about it, you can, but we won't necessarily be able to give you a tournament winning list. We can tell you what we do.
No. If I know a tournament winning list, I'm keeping it. I'll take it and be like, take out these things, put in these things. Makes it better. But yeah, so I guess that is everything. Unless you have anything else to add, Josh?
No, that's me.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for joining us. Have a good Christmas, and we will see you in the new year.
See ya.